Katie's upset.
Peter B. Oh, damn, that queen.
Missed
the
whole thing.
Okay, the comment from Cody then just come up pretty quick. I just looked at it on YouTube and then it was on the other one as well. So maybe it's not a...
Peter B's in the house. Cody's in the house. Yeah, good stuff.
Oh, comments. There it is.
We're on.
I was on the wrong fucking tab.
Hello, everyone. What's going on?
Live.
Welcome to Both Mind Drunks Live. Hope your Sunday night's going well. I've eaten dinner way too close to this stream, so if you see me squirming around, that's why. You know who I am. I'm Hendo, and tonight I'm rejoined by the mighty Carpet Punter, and for the first time, we have Blake, not the cherry one, Wilson on deck. How are we, boys?
Very good, Hendo. Blake?
All good, boys. All good.
That's good. We've got Karina's here. G'day, Karina.
Oh,
how you going?
Chat's already going off.
Oh, Jesus.
Bloody behave yourself. Don't
Maggie's not even here. Chat's already going off.
Peter B. Maya's here.
Mostly pantless, I assume. Mostly pantless.
Well, I've got to assume.
My bad.
Cody would definitely have his pants. Was that the alarm going off? To
rookie error.
No, that was the baseline drunks Facebook notification, actually.
Good plug. You might be the only person that likes it, so that's. We like to send out like heaps of notifications to people when they actually like it, so that's good. We've got a bit of fun, bit of a show lined up tonight. We're gonna grill Blake about a whole heap of questions about the hobby and how he feels about it. So that's sure to entertain a few. Watch him squirm and get upset. Not really.
Typical Friday.
Yeah, that's right. And we've got a heap of little bits and pieces that are going on in the last week. We're we'll update on a few different sports. We'll talk about Carlton again very briefly because honestly, there's nothing but bad news for the Blue Baggers, which has just become a habit. All I do is spend that small amount of time bitching and moaning about the Blues, so that's good.
It's all right. These things come in circles, mate. It's all right.
Yeah, it's just a bloody big circle. It's like a 25-year circle that we got more chance of Haley's Comet coming back than getting in the finals. I think the Blue Baggers.
Frank agrees with you. I think. That was Frank yapping in the background, was it?
Oh, yeah, you can hear him. I know.
No, he's all right. It's good.
Peanut gallery behind me through the window. So a couple other things we'll cover off. We're going to have a little new section on running into cool peeps on the internet. So that could go sideways pretty quickly, but we'll see how that goes. We're going to look at like a health section. We're going to preamble that. Look at doing some stuff on that over the coming weeks, and just to have a chat about the hobby. Really, we got a feature collector tonight. That had a rest. That had a rest last episode, so I will bring up some information on their account, show a bit of their Instagram off, and basically just have a yarn. So,
we'll love it. What's
going on, boys? What's happening? Any news, notes, and quotes from the hobby that you're keen on having a chat
about? Lots of new products have been dropping lately, Been a few things dropping. We had that Alan Ginter, we had that Select, and then you got the Select Retail that we're just seeing some of that get busted today. Some of the boys aren't too happy about that. I just noticed a few comments in the Discord there. But there's a whole heap of different products. Like you had that what was that other National Treasures just dropped.
That's just disappointing set of the year in my eyes. Just
FYI. I think it's going to be one of those sets that right now it might look disappointing, but I don't know. I get that feeling there might be a few hidden gems in amongst some of these rookies, and in a few years' time might come to fruition, and they look back on this set like, oh shit, maybe it isn't actually so shit. You know what I mean? But it's going to take time. It just looks like it's way overpriced at the moment at the price point that it got released. Like if it was $1,000 a box, nobody would be complaining.
Oh,
everybody just like, oh yeah, sweet, cool, whatever, But it's just because of the price point. So in a few years' time, that's all forgotten, and these things are just out in the market, and then people just look at the checklist and are like, oh wow, You know, so wait and see what happens. Anyway, it's one of those products I
So-
reckon you just hang on to if you
So-
happen to
so we're
buy it. I
calling-
wouldn't be busting it.
Calling the rise of National Treasures 2021 with Top Shot in 2024.
Yeah, that'd be around that time, I reckon. I think you're probably right. Although I might have, you know, it seems to already be rising by the look of it. That Top Shot, man, like that one I had for sale for like 5 months, and then I just happened to check the account. Like I used to check it daily, now I check it like monthly, and like I checked it, and like it's like, oh shit, what? Something
Something
sold?
sold.
Yeah.
Well,
To
if
be
I see
honest,
my
I was
balance
hoping it
go
was-
up from zero. If my balance goes up from zero, I'm like, hang on a minute, something might have
Yeah,
sold.
what's going on here?
That's how I'm going to know.
Yeah, but no, that's about it from my point of view. What about you, Blake? What's been going on, mate? What's been happening?
Mate,
What have you
just-
been digging into lately? You've been going baseball, haven't you? Been buying
Mate,
some
I'm going
baseball.
anything that has shiny cardboard. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
If it's cardboard, it's shiny. It takes money out my bank account. I'm all in.
Yeah. It just
Let's
reaches
go.
in, takes it, and runs off with it. There's no hesitation.
All about that Ginter at the moment. A sucker for that. So
The old Ginter.
haven't purchased as much as I'd like. That'll come with time.
Yeah, I'm new
Cherries
to that one.
quite cheap.
Oh, it is. I missed the pre-orders. I'm pretty disappointed.
I think it might still be the same price.
Don't tell me that.
When I looked
Bum.
over the week, earlier today,
What does it go
Let's
for,
have a-
roughly?
200,
Yeah,
$199.
$200, $199.95,
Which-
whatever they do.
Yeah,
In
right.
America,
pretty cheap.
you could pre-order. I think it's $149 now. Last time I looked, but like you could pre-order for $127, and even that with postage, you're looking at like 250 Australian. Like so, like cherry's still cheaper. You know? Cherry pre-orders are generally the cheapest you can get your hands on
Oh, 100%.
most of the time. You know, like in my experience, I mean, unless you got, you know, other connections than just like you know the retail world. So
Oh,
yeah.
they are back in stock. That's dangerous. That's very dangerous.
G'day, Jack.
I've seen that mosaic, that basketball come out for. They dropped Dale dropped like 20 boxes or something, or 30 boxes, whatever, come out
I
over
think
the
it went pretty
weekend.
quick.
That's cheap, man. That was cheap, $4.99. Now,
Yeah.
I said that there. I was like tossing it up, but I'm a bit hesitant to pull the trigger on basketball, to be honest, at the moment. Like I just want to keep it low price point.
Yeah.
Don't keep a bit risk averse, you know. But
just buy now, regret
find,
later.
like-
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but like with Mosaic though, like I mean, I'm fairly new to Mosaic as a product, and so I look at last year's one as my only really like NFL or anything. You know, I look at my mate Twigger's great throw me off my train of thought. But yeah, with Mosaic, it's like last year's one. It seems to be like that. It just becomes a dime a dozen. So like even if you could get it cheap, if it's doing the same thing as last year's one, like would anyone be paying really big money for last year's Mosaic, or is it just purely a chance at a Jar or a Zion? You know what I mean?
depends, I suppose. Like if you get some of those fast break or some of those hobby releases that are numbered to 25, or you know, like even the black ones that are 101 or whatever they are, like some of them would be worth a good coin. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Just a base, let's say rookie card of Jar or Zion or something, I
Yeah.
don't think it'd be going for that much anymore.
It feels like you
Right.
got to get something that's like really wow factor that rarely happens. Because I know when Cherry was doing the even with the NFL, like if they're doing squads or if they're doing teams, whenever it was like this little cello pack of Mosaic, it's sort of like it's opened and gone kind of before you even really think about it. But there's never really, like, I'm not shitting on it, but it's just there's just never really anything in it. Like if I had
Yeah.
the Eagles and I got a couple of base cards, like I'm wrapped because I'll just
But
happily
see,
collect the Eagles
th-
base.
th-
But others
That's
won't.
those Mosaic multi-packs because they got a very low ceiling. Like the
Right.
best card, I don't know the best card. I don't know if they put those Genesis things in them or something. They probably don't because they're just a retail release, you know.
Yeah,
So
okay.
the best thing you can get is probably some green thing or something. I don't know, you know, not even a numbered thing. Whereas you buy a hobby box, you know, and you can pick up some really nice parallels, you know, but it costs you. That's the problem. It
Yeah,
costs you a shitload, you know. So for like
So the comparative one for last year, then I guess what you're saying is that like that would be more valuable than what I'm considering it to be when I'm looking at like cello packs and stuff. It's just a different.
Yeah, like a cello pack
Oh.
is what you're saying is junk, right? Essentially, and I agree with you. Like, it's a little bit of a harsh term because I don't like. It's not as bad as the 90s, right? But it's like it is getting to that sort of point into like where you're like, okay, we're starting to see a bit of overprinting now. But like a hobby pack, I would much rather a hobby pack with say 4 cards in it than a cello pack with 15 bloody cards in it, because those 15 cards are all shit. Like they're all just base, or like the 3 crap pink parallel camo things that everyone's got, or you got a chance at a real cracker out of that hobby pack. Like you might get nothing. It's high risk. Like chances are you probably get nothing, but like you're better off with that just one hobby pack than one cello. That's where, because the market's down so far, that's where you see that separation. Like see that major gap between the real good stuff, the real limited low print run stuff, to the high print run stuff that everybody's got 5 of this dude's rookie card, and is trying to flog them on eBay. Like, of course, the price is going to be worth bugger all, But if everyone's hanging on to them because they're going, oh, this guy's going to be, next LeBron, I'm going to grade all these, and there's hardly out there, which is, say, was the case last year, like, then the price is sky high.
Everything got graded. Everything
then the price is sky high.
That's what I'm saying. Like everything, it's like you get a base card that's like three miles off center, and it's like, oh, I just graded just in case, bro. Just in case. It might be
well, man, like I sent in. I was almost embarrassed, man, at the hobby hangout in Sydney. I was like, Blake will see. I was talking to Dale, and I was trying to do a deal with Dale, and I'm pulling out all these PSA slabs I'd sent in, and I pull out this bloody shitty. I don't even know why I sent it. Right, I was almost embarrassed to pull this thing out. It was a LeBron base optic. And I'm just like, why did I even fucking send this thing in? Like, but like I look back and it was like $9 a card to grade at the time when I graded it.
Yeah, well, see, that's different.
That's why I did it. But it was only a PSA 9, and I'm like, man, this thing's. And Dale just looked at it. He's like, oh yeah, that's about $20.
Yeah.
And I was just pissing me. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. Just chuck it in. I wanted the card that he hooked me up with. A Dominique rookie card, but
yeah. Well, it's like Roger's saying there. Like he's saying, like Cherry touched on the sort of junk slab question this week, just through their socials and everything. And I think like some of the stats I saw was like a particular base Zion. There was like 14,000 of them.
Prism, is it?
There might be
the Prism and the Lucas,
yeah. But like there was like thousands.
The Luca's bad. The Zion is really bad. Like
how do they
you
all
can see, it's a graduate. Like I shouldn't say graduate.
It's all about that Nick. It's all about Nico Mannion. Come on, just give it to him.
The pop reports are crazy. He's gone home to Italy. Like he's out. He's gone. So I don't know.
I just got a red for him too. Shit.
It's all over now. But yeah,
but like if you got a Zion,
18,000 of each.
Oh wow. 18,000. So there's 18,000 Lucas in a PSA 10. Wow.
Yeah, that's just at Maggie's house.
waiting to be graded.
Yeah.
So
on eBay with like PSA 10 is a question.
I wonder what the silvers are like. I wonder how many silvers of each are. Because that's it's a non-numbered parallel, but it's always quite popular, the silver. I wonder if that's.
It makes you wonder, like how, like the numbers don't add up, right? So if people were paying X amount for packs or boxes or whatever, right, and obviously the numbers were quite high, and then what they got out of it, they either got a base Zion or a base Luca, let's say, or a lesser amount of people got a silver, and then they've all spent like, I don't know, 30, 40, 50, whatever it got to. They've all spent that money to send it off, get graded, get a 10, get a 9, comes back, and now they all want what? $300 for the card. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's just
what are they looking like at the moment? Let's have a quick squeeze.
Yeah,
like that Zion Prism, right? That Zion Prism, say a PSA 10. I remember that was going for say $1,000, right? Probably more. Australian, right? Yeah. Say it's 1,000 Australian. That means that there's $18 million worldwide that wants to own that card. I don't believe that. That's bullshit. There's no, you know what I mean? That's there's not enough people for that. Like that market cap doesn't make sense. Like in the whole, that's one Zion card in the whole sports card world. You know what I mean? Like that percentage is that's out of whack. So it always had to come down. It had to, because it
There
just
was other
pops
stats too
too
on
high.
how many different variants Zion has already signed now compared to how many variants Jordan signed from all the way
that
back
stat
then
was
until now.
stupid.
That was out of control. It was like, I can't even remember the numbers. I should try and bring it up. But it was
That's the
astronomical.
place to.
And Zion had already signed like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 times or something the amount of variants that MJ had signed.
It shows
It's
you
like
why
his
MJ.
12 months.
You know,
It's in the whole career.
the high-end
Yeah.
MJ market just goes up and up and up. Like, yeah, they have, like the rookie card has its little day and all that. But like, you look at all those exquisite autographs, LeBron combo cards that he has, like auto patch and all that, mate. They just
Good down,
constantly
Cody.
curve
Good job.
upwards, mate. Constant, upward slope.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why, because of, the pop counts are just so low, and the demand is so high.
I guess that's one of the weird things, or the fun things, I guess. It swings back towards like the fun of collecting as opposed to the trying to make profit. So you got to get in your mind which one you're doing when you're looking at these cards. But
That's a good point, yeah.
I would rather have like pop 3, like let's say like PSA 10, I don't know, random player. I'm just trying to think like Sean Kemp rookie card or something. Even though they're dime a dozen and all that sort of thing, but there would be a million of them
card, but
printed like shit or whatever.
that's a card I love, though. I love Sean Kemp.
Yeah, but like I'd rather have something like that. It would appeal to me more if you were to sell both those cards side by side and say, right, I want $100 for both of them. Which one do you want? Like $100 each. And I've only got 100 to spend. Yeah. I would take the, pop 5 or something Sean Kemp before I took the pop 15 fucking thousand Zion.
I would too. And so many people would call you crazy, but that's the fun part. I find that the fun part about this hobby. When people go, "What the fuck did you buy that for?" I just think in my head, you just wait and see, can't you?
Everything I am.
That's a great reaction. I like Peter B's comment here too. Just about,
sorry, ladies, for that C word.
Looking forward. What do they say in television?
I'll refrain myself.
Keep batting on. Just keep batting on. Keep moving forward.
Don't point it out.
That never happened.
That's all right. We're only live. It's fine. So looking forward.
You're not trying to get monetized, are you?
Not yet. No, can't even sell a hoodie or a mug.
Episode 10 onwards.
More on that later. Yeah, I've got to get the double figures before I try and make any money. But he wants to have a whinge on Cherry Crew when he gets a couple of stinkers. I like that. It's going to be a shit show on Monday because Cherry just did the. They were doing the cherry pie.
Oh, the NFL pies again. I'm so keen.
Didn't that get sold? Hasn't that? Is that getting like released tomorrow?
It's already out.
I think it got released yesterday, wasn't it?
Yesterday, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
Oh, pre-sale.
Yeah. So what'll happen is people will start tuning into the stream on Monday or Tuesday or whatever, and start getting Blake to.
I'm excited.
And then they get to complain.
I'm such a shit stirrer when it comes to cherry pie time, eh? Like I've got to refrain myself, but I've become an asshole in the Discord because I like poking people. It's seen people's reactions to that, but yeah, people like it's pretty funny. It's like a real tense time. Cherry pie release.
The only ones I've gone in was the NFL ones. I've never done the basketball one, only because they sold out so quickly, and I didn't have like just this overwhelming desire.
It's a good bit of fun
to have it. Yeah,
I like it for a bit of fun.
Exactly. Right. So I was looking at it going, "Oh, it's a bit of fun." But everyone,
Dale's not going to rip you. You're not going to get like some friggin' Detlef Schrempf friggin' Upper Deck 93, 94 card in there or something. Some rubbish.
It's not like Peter Lee's trying to sell some recap. Good to go.
Yeah. You may not get your $100 worth, but
it's the fun side of it, like
$50 worth, but you may get bloody $500 worth.
Yeah, but 100%. The fun part definitely. But when the NFL ones came around, I felt like they didn't quite sell as quickly to my eye anyway. So I was like, I'm going to do it. So I saved my pennies to go after that one and got a couple of them. And yeah, it was fun. Like it was cool. And I think the next time I do it, I'll actually get it sent out so I can open it myself just to experience it in all the different ways, rather than get it opened.
That's what I end up doing with the NBA pies. We've got one on stream, one sent to the house.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Megan, shut up.
Well, that's Megan's a new fan of the show. Hi, Megan. We won't tell you to shut up. It's all good. It's all good. I'll cover off Peter Lee's comment first, but the thing about everyone slabbing things now, others doing it, and the 10s get huge profit. It's true. Like that's what I'm getting at in terms of like not everyone can make that profit. The maths doesn't work. So I think. Well, what do you guys reckon? Do you think it's become a time to just be smart? Like, forget the fact that grading's all slowed down. It'll eventually open up again, obviously. But do you think it's become a time to be just a little bit smarter about what people grade, like to try and find a true, like a little bit of a diamond in the rough, as opposed to just everyone grabbing their Zions and LaMelo balls and what's the new kid's name this year? Cunningham, I think. Like, instead of just grabbing them, push it into trying to find something different. Do you think that's going to be a bit of a shift that happens?
Yeah, I think in general people will just have to be smarter because of the cost of grading. So like nobody wants to send in a $20 card to get graded and sell it for $100 if the grading costs you $50 US. So like, what's the point? The profit margin's not big enough, so people just won't do it. But or they'll just send to cheaper grading companies or whatever, So, which we're seeing now with SGC and things like that, like they're copping it, and HGA obviously. But I think you're probably right. I think you'll probably see just going forward a higher class of card getting graded. You won't see as many like base, even LaMelo.
So the junk will slow down a little bit, surely.
Yeah,
the price are up higher.
Yeah,
Junk
purely cost of grading. Yeah.
So I just went back and read Megan's comment, and I quite liked it.
But as far as the value of PSA 10 going forward, like I think a PSA 10 is always going to be desired, and I think personally, some of these you're going to see like the 18K Zions and that they're just going to remain like at that steady level. I think because it's sort of plateaued out now. I think stop diving and that it goes up and down and things. It might up 20%, down 20%, whatever. That's just a part of the road. If it goes up 100%, then you start paying attention. Then you're like, okay, here we go, we're rolling.
Here we go again.
Yeah. I think some of these low pop PSA 10s, they're going to start even going for even higher dollars.
Yeah, because it takes the risk out, doesn't it? Because if I'm sitting there having not graded anything before, and I pull a great card out of a pack, and I'm just like, shit, this could be a PSA 10. Oh my god! And you start seeing the dollar signs, you're like, wow, this is my time. Let's do it. But I've still got to. Well, now I've got to spend the money, whereas before, like Cody says, it was a lot cheaper going back a ways.
Yeah, back it was still $9 to the whole collection.
Yeah, exactly. But I've got to spend the money. I've got to send it away. I've got to wait. I've got to hope. And there's no guarantees that I'm getting, an 8 or 9 or a 10. I mean, you can have a good eye for it, but there's no guarantees. So when people start looking at, there's the card I like, there it is online, it's already a 10. Someone's already done the hard yards for me.
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you pay a premium for that? And if there's fuck all of them, then the price goes up. So, yeah, I hear what you're saying. 10s will maintain value for sure.
It's safe money too. Like if you're buying Zion's a bad example, but say you buy a Jordan card, low pop Jordan card PSA 10, say for $1,000, so just hypothetically, right?
Yep.
You buy that for $1,000. Even in 6 months, 12 months time, you could stick that online and probably get, at worst, $200 less than what you paid for it. You're always going to retain pretty much most of the money, but essentially it's always going to go up, right? But whereas some of these ultra modern cards, like you might buy a PSA 10 and the thing bloody halves in price. Just because it fluctuates so much and the stock counts are so high, and So
by the time some of these bulk gradings start coming back as well, who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Like I look at my grading and I think, man, like I shouldn't have sent half of this shit in that I sent in, and like when I look through the PSA website, I'm going, what did I send to it? Like it's still waiting there to be graded. Like if I could just swap that out with some of the cards I got here, please. Man, but so I could only imagine. And I've got like, I'd say maybe 250, 300 cards at PSA at the moment, somewhere like that. And
Jesus.
Like,
Fuck me, dude. I've got 0, mate.
that sounds like heaps, man, but it's actually not. Like people got thousands, man. Like there's this one dude that I talked to in the States.
That's more cards than I care for.
10,000 cards with PSA, man. Like it's just crazy,
Yeah, it's like you've got all my Philadelphia Eagles base cards. Like that would probably be about the same.
It's going to be an interesting next 12 months. Like some of those pop reports, just to see what happens. Like, yeah, it's a good place for somebody to come up with some good analytics softwares to analyze it properly. Instead of just looking at all this raw PSA pop report data, actually look at it on graphs and shit, you know.
It's not
I'm sure somebody will come up with it.
How far are those pop reports behind still?
Yeah, I think PSA are pretty PSA are pretty good generally. When I've ever had an order, the day it gets sent is the day it got added to the pop report. But you could go in beforehand and actually view it. It just hadn't been actually added to the pop report. But I don't know. They may change, you know. It might all change, but that was just in my experience. Yeah. But Beckhead are a bit slow, I think, because their process is probably a bit different or whatever, you know. So yeah, I think Becker, like you can have your card in hand and might not have even be on pop report yet. That's what I heard Blake say once. So
that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I'm still learning how it all happens, but I think they have. I'll do some research, but I think there is some of that technology you're talking about in terms of being able to assess that. Yeah, Broch's just said card ladder. That's what I was thinking too, but I didn't.
Okay. I've heard of that.
The balls to actually name it. So you've done well.
I heard of that. I'll have a bit of a look because that'd be interesting to have a look at. Not so much the sales data, more just the actual numbers of the amount of cards getting graded. Because especially, like, I want to look back, 30 years of card. Like, I'm interested in, like, say, 40 years, from 1980 to now, like, whole heap of different eras of cards and that. Because, like me, I've sent in probably 60, 70% of my cards are all 90s. Yeah, all 90s stuff, and the rest of the stuff's ultra modern, So, like, I think there's probably a lot of people in the same boat. So you might see a lot of these pop reports in the 90s go real high too, whereas at the moment they're quite low. That's sort of what I'm trying to hint at is I think some of them might jump up quite high.
I would suggest they probably will, because a lot of the people that have come back to the hobby in the last 2 years or something have probably collected in the past, and whether they're dusting off the old collection or they're
fucking boomer Peter, fuck you Peter,
buying boxes and all that sort of thing. Boomer. I gotta show that. What a bastard.
He's good value, Peter. Love it. He can give me stick anytime. I'll cop it from him. No worries.
Well, hold up.
eBay are rolling out a similar card ladder thing too. Oh, okay, righto.
So it's tracking I think what you can do if it's kind of similar to like the old in a way, like you used to be able to get those TV show calendar type apps that you would follow, and you tick off once you've either downloaded a show or watched a show or whatever, and it was like a catalog of what you had. I think this is a similar type of thing. You go into the database, you keep ticking off what you've got. So you've kind of got like a diarized, I think this is right, I'm not 100%, but I think you have like a diarized sort of version, I guess, of what your collection is. But it's going to go into different things like sell prices. And I guess ultimately, if you wanted to grab, let's say you had 1,000 cards in your whole collection and you wanted to go through and put them all into that database, I guess you could get an idea of, there'd be a number that your collection would be worth.
Gotcha.
That's probably the aim.
But might have to be the most sporadic thing you've seen in your life. Jesus Christ!
Like it's got.
I think it'd be awesome to have. Yeah, it'd be awesome to have like the highest amount of cards but the lowest value of your entire account. It's like, man, I've got 938 cards and my collection's worth about $9.50. Someone comes along with one. PSA 10 Zion.
So I wonder where they get Cody's saying they track the price changes now. I wonder where they pull the data from. Must be eBay, I suppose. But I wonder if they get it from elsewhere. Like, what's that other one? StockX and ComC, and if they get it from all the places.
If they can aggregate it, it's just a database. So if they've got,
I'm sure they could.
I mean, being able to crunch those numbers, it's just tags, and it's. I mean, it'd be pretty easy from a technology.
Oh,
standpoint. You
Hendo's
just
getting
have to
technical
access it.
here. Look out.
Oh, not too technical. I'm just saying all this cool shit so that Peter Lee doesn't call me a boomer. That's all it is. That's all I'm doing. Just trying to keep my head above water, boys. That's
Peter
it.
Lee's just attacking everyone. He's out for blood tonight. He's out for blood.
Yeah, he'll be. What's Roger telling me? $15 a month US. Okay, so it's pretty. All right, we're gonna look it up. It's pretty.
So what you're saying?
Here we go.
is
We're giving a free
we
mate.
need a baseline drums.
You better get something out of
eBay
this.
track ladder
Card
sponsorship.
ladder, if you're listening, free subscriptions, please.
Yeah, just give us something for nothing. Like we do. That's what we do. We give you nothing for something.
free plug here, boys. Come on, or
Yeah,
ladies.
We give you nothing for something, so you give us something for nothing. All right.
I did
Screen
look at
sharing.
that other bloke. You know that investor, sports investor or something. Whatever.
Sports card investor.
I did look at his app once. It was like last year or something. The boys on Discord were talking about it. I downloaded that and I had a look at it. That was a bit like it was okay. I thought it's free like this, but it wasn't really very extensive. Like you had to subscribe, and I'm just like, yeah. As soon as I see subscription, I'm like, man, no thanks.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a $0 subscription, so it's like, oh.
Yeah.
All right. Vetted and updated daily. The most complete analytics. Wow. They are big words, aren't they? These guys are for real.
Okay. So they get the data from
everywhere, Jesus.
Yeah, it makes sense. They'd have to, wouldn't they? Aggregate that data to make sure that otherwise
some of these guys,
whole
they must like talk to
thing
them,
is-
but they must actually have like.
Now, Cody, close your eyes. There's more auction houses there. Don't look.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I'll have to have a look at that. Yeah,
Might be worth
check
a
that
look.
out.
Bookmark that. Sign up with the code.
Is it?
We don't,
What is it?
we don't
Is it
have a
American?
fucking. We don't have a fucking code.
Is it
Sign up with
USA?
Probably.
Are they
is,
from the
yeah.
States? I'd say it is.
Oh, why card ladder? You ask. Sports card data. You can
Why
trust.
card ladder? Because someone suggested it.
Well, because you can get yourself up to 84 grand for just $15 a month.
Or Punter's Top Shot account.
That's balling.
Can you connect your Top Shot account?
I hope they give you a free 1986 Jordan card with every sign up.
I'll take that.
Use the code baseline drunks. You get yourself a free Michael Jordan card.
Have they got an affiliates program?
We might click on that after the show.
Check that on the baseline website, mate.
Yeah, we'll check that out. Contact us form. Hendo.
Here we go. I'm downloading. Here we go. I'm sending it to you on the App Store. Here. I'll have a look into this and we'll report back in a later episode.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
It's good. Gives us some homework to do.
Yeah, righto.
We're going to get the boomer onto it.
Mate, Boomer Analytics.
Yeah, we're going to start bloody boomer card ladder. That's what we're going to do.
Oh, that's it.
We just go through and write it all down on a notepad.
Notepad with all that pencil. She's good to go.
Then you spend
It's a
50
notepad,
cents.
like, yeah.
You spend 50 cents and you ring your mate and you tell him how much your cards are worth. That's the old school style of doing the same shit. That's good though. That's good though. All right, so I've got a couple of questions for you, Blake, because I want to know.
Oh, no, here we go.
People want to know more. People
Here
want to
we
know
go.
more about your shit and what you do. So
That's a great question. I wish I knew.
Well, actually, look, you can actually answer that way. It's completely fine. But I guess the question I had for you is just what got you into collecting, which is pretty broad. But like, what landed you in this shit show that you find yourself in now?
More just, I suppose, late night eBay searching.
Yeah, right.
And then Pokémon, bit of Max Mofo again. Back in the day, ripping some cards. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go buy a pack.
Yeah.
And then brought one pack, brought another pack, brought another pack, brought another pack, and here we are.
Yeah,
Brought
right.
As a
one
kid, you
craft and
collect Pokemon.
a ton of shiny cardboard. As a kid, not really. It's just whatever.
Or just,
Didn't really do much. Bit of Pokemon, bit of Yu-Gi-Oh, bit of Beyblades back in the day.
So you knew about it
Rip.
already.
Yeah, knew about it. Sort of fell out of the hobby, and then
As you do.
obviously, as you do as a young kid, then you got back into it as a 20-year-old male with money and stupid ideas to spend it all.
Balling.
It's good fun, mate.
Balling.
And here we are with too much shit and nothing to do with it.
Don't download Card Ladder, bro. Don't do it. you might be on the. You get a red profile instead of a green profile, and you'll be very upset.
Oh yeah, as Megan points out, the first pack we brought was at Coles and got a secret rare Rayquaza for Pokemon in it. So
look, I don't know the Pokemon set too well,
cool,
as you know, but it sounds like
one moment. I'll find the photo and ship it off to old Hendo.
Yes, technology.
Yeah, do that. Teach us boomers.
Yeah.
Mate,
show me what a bloody
Pokey
rainbow supercard is.
What set was it? That set, I think. Good old Google Images coming in clutch here. You could have sent the photo, Megan. Had it prepped for me. Do I have a save? Bear with me.
That's all right. Tell me the name if you want. Just because you don't trust my screen sharing abilities, that's fine. I don't take it personally. Totally cool.
That's Rayquaza from the Celestial Storm set.
All right.
That helps you.
Because I'll bring up the wrong one. What is it?
Rayquaza. Here you go. I'll send it to you on Discord.
Oh, Rayquaza. Yeah. Okay.
There you go. Should come
you
on
gonna send
Discord.
it?
Yeah, just sent then. Just sent then. We're good. We're on.
Oh, we're on. All right.
And the good old thing, checking Google, see the value, like, shit, all right, let's do this. Went back and brought like 5 other packs. Then nothing, as per usual.
That's cool. Here we go. Old mate. I have to zoom him in a bit.
So that's old mate from the first good old sneaky Coles pack.
From Coles. Yeah, right.
We can actually find cards at Coles. I think it was about 40, 50 bucks at the time.
Jeez, that's not bad over a Coles pack.
Good old $7, $6, $7 pack.
Yeah, that's mad.
What it's worth now, no idea.
Yeah.
Probably half that.
You know what you need, don't you? Card ladder. Do they even tell you the value? We need a free account. So I'm just gonna
sneaky little plug right up.
Card Ladder Australia spokesperson.
Yeah.
Hendo, official spokesperson.
Yeah, we're not going to get a free account if we don't.
You better get one after this. I'll be disappointed if you don't.
Keep plugging enough, we could get there.
I'll be sending them an email. Hey, mate, tune into this, boys.
All right, so apparently it's gone up in value. It looks like about 100 US now, so happy days.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, do you grade your Pokemon cards?
I haven't yet. We graded 2 of the Evolutions Charizards. They came back a couple months back. But apart from that, nothing yet.
What they grade as?
8.5 and a 9.
In PSA?
BGS.
Oh, BGS,
We're with Cherry, obviously.
Yeah. Cherry's
good for specials. Claimed 2 months fast, which turned into a 6-month turnaround. Gonna love it.
yeah, it's a climate, isn't it? But that's pretty cool though. So would you always grade with BGS, or who's the preferred grader for Pokemon cards?
Probably PSA still at this rate.
Is it
easy to get a resale on PSA? Yeah, from what I've seen.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Personally, I prefer. I'm a BGS boy though. The subgrades always get me.
Yeah.
Conveniently, Megan's on the gun. She just sent me a photo of the 2 Charizards.
What about that CGC mob?
Tech support on both ends here. Yeah. Well, that's right.
CGC mob that do the comic grading, but they also do.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still not 100% sold.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious about that company
online.
overall. That's why, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're the blue labels, aren't they?
Yeah, they're blue labels. Yeah, they're all PSA, are they? That seems popular. Yeah, no, I'm still trying to learn, a bit about the Pokemon market, so that's interesting.
Yeah, a lot of the Pokemon community, they grade like the CGA guys or CGC, whatever it is, grade a lot more of the aero cards and everything. So a lot of people are sort of slowly swayed towards there for that reason, but like the off-center cards, they're more likely to give it off-center grade, et cetera, but
yeah, right.
So I think they're slowly persuading the Pokemon community, but not too sure about the sports card. So
yeah.
I'm learning all the time. So I just like the artwork, right? So I don't come from a place of having played the game or someone. I could be holding a card where someone's like, "Oh man, you basically just rolled double 6s. You got the the dopest Pokemon card. I'm like, okay, I would not know that. I just know what they look like, and I think if they look cool, they look cool. That's basically it. Or if it's an Electrode, I'm all in. But that's it. So it's interesting when you talk to different people, just about like their retro thoughts about it, like being a kid and like, oh man, I remember collecting this. Like I don't have that. I've only got it with basketball and footy cards.
Yeah, I never got into Pokemon when I was young, but I remember like, girlfriends, younger brothers, and things like that playing Pokemon or collecting Pokemon. Like I remember seeing stacks of Pokemon cards and that around, and I just think now, like, oh man, like just like go back in time.
Throwing it at the wall, and you're like, come on, man.
What I was thinking about is what was thrown out back in the day. Like Jesus.
Yeah,
look at the prices now. You're like, oh no.
Like invest in Apple, mate. Like you go back in time, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
100%.
Well, that's it. I mean,
CGC is very popular with Pokemon. Oh, okay, righto. Yeah, because Pokemon QC is ass.
Correct. The last few sets, Jesus, it's terrible.
Is it really?
Last probably 2 or 3. It's just getting worse and worse at this stage.
Yeah,
just trying to pump it out, meet the demand, and it's just not pretty.
Yeah, right.
Not pretty.
Yeah, that's not good. And I suppose with Pokemon, because it's got that blue back, so like the whole, like any nick on the edge, bang, there goes your PSA 10.
Disappears.
So the edges must be so crucial on that.
Edges and centering are 2 big ones.
Yeah,
Pokemon, like the centering, bit harsher, I think. But
you only see the centering with those. Do you only really judge that from the back side of the card, or is it obvious?
I think the centering's more the front of it these days. It's backs aren't usually too bad. The front is a shit show.
Yeah, okay.
Like it's quite easy
like
to
a
see.
lot of the full bleed type ones.
Side by side.
I can't even see a border. So like whereas if you get like a Prism basketball or football card, it's like you see the 2 lines down the side. So if it's fat one side, skinny the other, it's like, okay, I can see it's off-centered. But some of the other ones I don't know. I look at it and someone goes, oh man, that's off-center, and I'm like, fucking really? Like, I don't know where you're looking. Interesting. What's Peter B saying here? Yeah, same. AFL and NBA. Yeah. I didn't have any buddies as a kid playing Pokemon at all. The first time I used to make jokes about not jokes about Pokemon, but I'd use the catchphrase of Pokemon if someone was, sort of lingering on something. I'd always say that it's not Pokemon, mate. You don't have to catch them all. Like it was just a joke, but I just said it. It was like a go-to joke all the time. But that's the only real reference I made to Pokemon at all until that bloody GPS, the Pokemon Go game came out. And I just, I don't know, fucking around with that and throwing bloody electrodes at people. But that was ages ago. And then someone said it was like, oh man, someone's going to get your data, and I shit myself and deleted the app. And
it's actually a CIA program back in so they can look into your home.
I was living on my own at the time, so I probably like freaked myself out. So now I tried to re-download it and play it. Now they want money after I threw all my electrodes out.
If they wanted to look inside your home, they would have already. Yeah. Whatever.
Easy.
Yeah.
Turn the lights off. Walk around, sneak around my own house.
Open the blinds, mate. You want a good look, boys?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Sunday afternoon, everyone's pants are off. We're good to go.
That's right. What's Megan saying here? They are paying more attention to the number
rather
than the quality of the set. Okay.
It's pumping out the money, not worrying about the quality.
Yeah, well, I think with the boom, I think a lot of that's sort of happening. I'm seeing more and more people refer to
trying to buy a pack of Pokemon 6 months ago was an absolute joke.
Yeah, I still don't see them at Coles that often. There was once when I just walked around, and the only thing in that aisle at my local Coles anyway, the only thing in that aisle is dog food. So we would actually, because you got the toys down one end, and as you work your way up the aisle, you've got the dog food and all that sort of shit. And so just as when you go shopping, like there was no reason to go in that aisle at all if we weren't getting dog food. So Yeah, so I never went in there. So I never saw any of this stuff. And one day I walked in there and they had like a full hook of NBA and a full hook of all these Pokemon cards. I'm like, holy shit. How long have these been sitting here? So yeah, I think I grabbed like 3 of each. I just thought, same as fishing. You can't empty the pond. Someone else has got to have a go. But yeah, so that was fun. But yeah, ever since that, I bought those Pokemon cards. I've not seen them again since at Coles. So I'd say someone just goes in there and just, as soon as they're seen, that's it. They just grab them all.
So at the moment, they're becoming more and more abundant, which is good again. So sort of, I don't know if the hype's died down or they've sort of met the demand and now it's just excess again.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can't resell them like for triple off the shelf.
Not anymore, no.
Like, yeah, so they're staying there. So it's showing you that the true, like, let's use this term, true collectors, like the collectors are buying them, people that actually want the cards and want to hang on to the cards, like want to collect the set, whatever it is, like maybe some people want to sell a card if they get a mag card, but they're happy to just get, whatever out of it. So I think you're seeing a bit more of that than people just, rushing for the shells because they're like, well, I can only sell them for bloody, if I can buy them for $7, I might be able to sell them for $10 on eBay after fees. I'm making nothing.
Everyone's just snapping up all the NBA and everything else still.
Yeah, that's still thing. But I think that the popularity just in people wanting to collect that's quite high as well. That's had a bit of a peak at the moment as well. So like, I think the demand for NBA that's like still sells out fast as. Whether or not
there's more and more people getting into NFL though.
Resell. I think people aren't as willing to part with their cash though. Like they're not willing to pay $200 for a blaster or something anymore. Like not like last year.
In the NBA, I've more gone to blasters than anything.
Yeah,
so inexpensive way to guarantee an auto or a patch or whatever you want to do. So.
Oh yeah, see that's what you're after, like because that's much like Chesh. He likes his autos and that, and he hates missing out on an auto on a box, and like that's something that's sort of new to me because to be honest, I'm just like whatever auto, it doesn't really do much for me. But so it's actually interesting seeing other collectors where they're like, no, where's my fucking auto? So I'm like, oh right, okay, I can see your point of view now.
I'm gonna set fire to this building. I don't have
I actually look at that now. I'm like on the box. Oh, okay. It actually guarantees a couple of autos. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a nice little bonus, I suppose. You got all your inserts and everything. Then an
most
auto
of them
sneak
in. It's like
could be a decent auto. Could be who knows who. Someone never heard
auto,
of.
Yeah, decent auto. Always, even if sticker, will always get good money. Good rookie or good player or whatever.
Oh, easy.
Some of the pricing's insane. For just players that I wouldn't have thought was a big deal. I don't know. You just sort of see. I don't have a whole heap of like I haven't gone seeking out a lot of packs and boxes and all that sort of stuff. I've done most of my hunting has usually been just buying singles or hunting things down by definition. Like kind of with that mosaic comment I made earlier. Like the amount of times I've seen those cello packs or whatever they are being opened. And it's like, okay, there's one green card, but having tried to chase down that Randall Cunningham rainbow, it's like I know that I can go online whenever I want and get the green version of that. I mean, it's Randall Cunningham. I know there's higher priced players, but for a bit of perspective, I could go online and get that for like $3 US, like in a heartbeat. I could buy.
And I have to spend $400 on packs and still miss it.
Yeah, it's like So, but even the other ones that I've got some that are like to 10 or to 25 or whatever.
They would have come out of hobby packs or fast break packs.
Yeah, so that's what I'm wrapping my head around.
Yeah.
So there's no point.
You've still lost me on that. All the different variants. What the hell?
No, because like what happens, like in the retail, you might only have like I'm going to use this. It's probably a higher number, right? But this is just an example. Let's say you can only get 5 different sorts of parallels. Right in the retail, you can get a pink, you can get a green. There's no chance of any other sorts because they just don't pack any other parallels in that. You get a hobby pack, mate. There might be 20 different sorts of parallels. There's like 2 different sorts of 1-on-1s you can get. There's 2 different sorts of 1-of-5s, 2 different sorts of 1-of-10s. All this sort of thing. Now, those ones are the ones that go for real high dollars. So that's why those packs stay at real high dollar at high resale. Like you look at a hobby pack cost compared to a retail pack cost, it's always more because the chances of hitting a higher card are much higher. Because the ceiling is much higher. You could hit that 30K bloody Justin Herbert. You know what I mean? That come out of a hobby pack, out of a break or whatever. Like that didn't come out of no retail pack. Like
so a card like that's just not going to be in the retail pack. That's right, though.
Yeah, that's it. There's just no chance of that card ever coming out of a retail pack. You can only get that in a hobby pack. So that's why the hobby packs are worth more because the ceiling is much higher.
Yeah, I understand.
So,
it's like people you see them on Facebook groups, and I mean everyone asks something for the first time. Like it's not having a go, but like you start to see the post after post after post of people with the $3 Coles packs, and they're like, "Oh, is there any like value in these? Like, what am I chasing?" Like, it's like I think maybe
the lowest ceiling of anything, eh?
Yeah,
$100 Lamello card or something, whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly.
The green Lamello.
Yeah, that's right. And so I think what people saw it as for a little while, it was like, oh, it's a $3 packet. I could get a $50 card out of it. So why wouldn't I roll the dice? Whereas in actual fact, the chances of you getting anything is pretty low that you're going to get anything of any value at all. But that's the idea. I mean, some products, well, all products really are placed in the market for a purpose. And so if you don't want to pay $1,000 for a box of something, well, you've got an option to pay $300, let's say, but you've got less chance of getting the big dog. I mean, that's just how everything works.
The $3 Hoops packs, they're just fun. Like for us older blokes, they're adults, they're fun. But like really, I think when Panini release a product like that, they're thinking of like schoolyard. They're thinking that kids can walk in a store, $3 pack, three guys walk in there, each buy one pack each. You know what I mean? If they walk away with a $50 card, mate, they just made their month. You know what I mean? That's all their pocket money in 1 month.
Yeah.
Whereas like us adults, we should be buying like that hobby packs of Select and Prism and all these ones where you can get these $30,000, $50,000 cards out of, you know what I mean? National Treasures, all that. But what happens is because like these cheap packs, they're so accessible, we just grab them all, and then, it's like a catch-22 almost because like we're our own worst enemy. We grab them as collectors, but then we expect something big out of them when there was never actually going to be anything big out of them, and they're never actually going to be a high resale value.
Make it, trying to make it cool to do the old roulette. I reckon if I can get that going, where people that are like in the hobby to collect, like let's say they don't have kids or they don't, they're not buying them for kids. Put it that way. I just want to make it cool to just when you see a whole rack full of packs, you just buy one. It'll never happen. But it'd be nice to make that cool enough that everyone wants to play that roulette game. Because then if you actually get anything that's half decent and you got it by playing card roulette, you can go, holy shit, I picked the goat pack. Like, that's awesome. And like I say before about like fishing, it's like leave some fish in the pond for when the next the next person comes past with their kids and wants to grab a couple of packs. They're $3 packs. Just grab one, man.
Personally, so I think the bad part or the hard part is with these more higher end products. So, like, say you pull that $30,000 Justin Herbert yourself. Like, personally, I feel anything after that just be disappointment. It's like I pulled that $30,000 card. It's like, oh, there's nothing that's going to beat that.
It depends what you're going after. I guess it depends on your expectations as well. Like, because for me, like, it's probably why I don't buy as many packs. The only packs I really buy, like on Cherry Stream and that, usually are Pokemon, because I like the idea of just the artwork. It comes back to that. I'm not trying to hit something. I'm not actively gambling to hit something that I'm going to get a payday for.
If you sold a card like that, you're free rolling, mate. Now it's time to start buying up boxes and start spending up, mate. I'm free. Oh, I'm 10K. I'll just spend. Oh, who cares? I'm still 20K free rolling, mate. Yeah. In this hobby, like. Yeah. That's how I'd be doing. But I'm a gambler from way back, so that's probably not.
Case of NT, she's good to go.
This is not financial advice.
Or is
checks
it?
will not be honoured. Yeah.
We got Hendo's health and Carpet's financial advice. We're good to go.
Yeah, it's all happening. We're franchising. As soon as we get that card ladder account, we'll be onto it. So I wanted to touch on. Well, we got a couple of questions through from the Instagram post today. One that really cuts to the big subjects. Gets right in there like a current affair, trying to find out the real deal. And the other one is just a really fantastic question that we've probably sort of covered off a little bit. So the first one is from Blake himself, who decided to send a question into his own episode. That was pretty good. And the question was, is Cody really an oxygen thief?
Wow.
That's a big one. Like, so we've got to sit here now for a couple of minutes and just figure out, is Cody really an oxygen thief? I'm going to vote with no.
I'm going to vote no, just purely because I don't understand how you could steal oxygen. But
well,
I mean,
I'm going to go against the grain.
Has he been convicted of like going to the hospital, grabbing an oxygen tank, and running away?
Good question.
Sources, like, unconfirmed sources, yes.
That's the only way I could see it. But, you know,
Pokemon Go data, we caught him red-handed. Mayo's voting yes. Wow. Yeah. Currently sitting on 2 all.
That's 2 apiece.
That's 2 apiece.
Who's going to break? Who's the tiebreaker?
Put your votes in the comments. We'll get to the bottom of this once and for all. Let's see if he who shall not be named was correct all along. And the second question, which was of a little bit more thought gone into it, bless his heart, but it came from Jimmy P, which was asking the question, how important are inserts and parallels for like the value of a box? So, like, for example, Select versus Prism, different amount of inserts and parallels, kind of touching on what you're talking about a second ago, CP, in regards to sort of what's going to be in there and what do you want to spend your money on.
What do you reckon, Blake? If you're looking at a box, do you think, oh, nah, there's only one order, I'm not doing that? Or, yeah?
Not really. I'm more like, as Hendo with his Pokemon, just for the look of it too. Like, I'm Select over Prism this year, purely on looks from what I've seen. The very little I've actually paid attention to both, but Select's just, I don't know, draw my eye this year. So
I think people are definitely talking it up. Like I'm hearing the anecdotal, like especially through the comments on the Cherry stream and different sort of conversations on the Discord and all that sort of thing. Like people seem to be
inserts as well. Like Silver Prism, I feel is more clean than the Silver Select, but I said the rest of the inserts I'm probably back and selecting what I've seen so far. So
you're back in Select, are you?
I'd back Select.
It looks pretty, like it's a nice looking product. I will give it that. Like I can't fault it as far as it looks. I don't know. It's not sort of my real cup of tea. I really like just plain cards, you know. I don't know. I'm probably real boring in that way, but like, yeah, it is. But I think probably maybe as far as for values going forward, that probably might be the cream of the crop. Like not just the base shit, just like, I mean, actual good parallels, like, you know, good numbered parallels or something. Not so much. I don't know. Maybe the retail stuff, because the retail has sort of got its own separate thing now, doesn't it? Like, but are the parallels, do they cross over or are they separate? Like, I don't know how the whole thing works with Select this year, but because they've got like the base, like in a hobby box, is like silver color or like silver sort of looking, and then you get a retail box and it's blue looking. So they got 2 completely different base cards.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, did you see that? Yeah. Like, so, like
the sky blue and the.
Yeah. I mean, I think what they're trying to obviously do is separate it so they maintain a bit of value there. But like, I still sort of see it as diluting. You know, one just dilutes from the other. It's still like
to be viewed kind of similarly. Like everyone sort of puts them.
There's only so much money in the market. Like you can stick how many parallels out there, that doesn't going to not generate more money to come into the market, you know, like, so the more parallels you put out there, the less each parallel is worth in that pool of money in the market, you know, whereas, so that's the way purely from maths point of view, that makes 100% sense to me, but that's not always what the market does. The market doesn't always make sense, you know, it does stupid shit quite often. You know, it goes against
especially the last 24 months.
Yeah. So, people might just go ridiculously crazy for the select. And then in another 12 months' time, we're in a situation like we are with Prism Zions where everyone goes, shit, look how many LaMelo Ball bloody selects are here. They were going for $1,500, in December last year. Now they're only worth bloody 300, because there's 18,000. Now there's 20,000 of them. Yeah. So, you don't know. So there could be a time where you could really make some good coin on select, because if the market does something stupid like that, but that's really hard to predict. I don't like to play this, so I just like to have fun then in that. Just spend a few $100, have a bit of fun. Don't go balls deep where you spend a few grand on or something. Just I'd just be spending a few $100, have a bit of fun. But unless you really believe in it, I'm all for everyone doing what they want to do. So if somebody wants to dispute my argument, go for it. I'm happy to hear other arguments as well, because
what you want to do, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I've always got a lot to learn, especially in this ultra modern market, because I'm more old school and I'm a boomer and all that. So all you young blokes have got different ways of thinking, so I've got to keep up with all that shit. So you've got to inform me. It's up to you to keep me informed.
Yeah, don't leave us old people behind.
That's right. Don't leave us hanging.
The adventure.
I don't know you. So as I said, I see shiny, I buy shiny.
All right, what's with inserts? Depends on the insert. Yeah, actually, I agree with that, Peter. With inserts, it does make if you've got a real hot insert like that Slam magazine, or like those high voltages from the previous, not this year, the previous year, and those other ones that they had. What the hell were they? They come out of that Donruss Marvel, those Net Marvels or whatever. They were really hot there. Yeah. Like when you've got those really hot inserts, that is a big draw card. Those Court Kings where they had in the retail blasters those blank slates. Not so much this year, but like last year, those blank slates are a real hot property.
I'll show you an account here too, just while you're talking about it. There's other.
What's Katie? I think Select will save himself.
Act the Ripper, New Zealand.
He might be right there.
I like the name, but
I love it.
But some of these types of pictures, just with the different Crunch Time, Jam Masters. I spoke to this person just earlier today. That's why it was front of mind. But
Pack the Ripper.
Pack the Ripper, yeah. But collecting the different
he's
sets.
got some net marbles there, yeah.
Yeah. And so I think it kind of works with what we're talking about. But the set photos look cool. There's something about it. And I think that comes back from the old school, when you would have the folders with the 9999 in all the different the sleeves.
Oh, yeah.
But you would see inserts and everything together a lot, because that's just how you would collect in a set. So I just thought I'd bring that up just on the fly, just because I just think it's a cool look at some of those sets.
He's got some really nice cards there. See some of these mosaics, right? Can you scroll down just a touch there? Yeah. That's the camo, that's the green. I have no idea what any of these parallels come out of, some of them probably come out of hobbies. So there's some real nice cards there. And those Net Marvels, they're really nice because they come out of hobby boxes too, those Net Marvels with Donruss. Yeah. So,
I like the idea of the page too, just with the close-up photos and all. I got a bit of a kick out of looking at it. It was good, yeah. So we just bumped into each other somehow and just talking shit for half an hour. That's what I like about the hobby. You got no idea who's on the other end on their mobile device, but you just sit there and talk shit about cards, and next thing you know, you sort of chuck them up on the screen. But give him a follow if you want, or don't. I don't know. It's up to you. I'm following them. I like them. But I like this. No, I don't need a logo, and I don't want to join your breaks. I dig it.
What do people message you on Insta asking to join breaks today?
Yeah, a lot of DMs. Not so much on the Baseline Drunks one, but I've got the Philly Collect Eagles one, and I just get so many.
CP doesn't know that. That's right.
So many DMs about, hey bro, do you want to buy this? Hey bro. The amount of ones you get, they're just spraying and praying, because they just send hey bro, you're into the Eagles. And so I just leave it for a day or two, and then I'll just write, and just see where it goes. And then it'd be a day later or something. They'll just be hey bro, I've got these breaks and I've got these cards, and are you interested?
So desperate.
There it is.
Yeah, it's bad. I've heard Chess lyrical on it. Yeah. They must get...
Hang your shit out there, and if people want to join you, they'll join you.
Yeah, I think they must get a few.
You don't have to bloody message everyone. That's crazy.
Yeah, they must get a few, because
otherwise they wouldn't do it. Yeah, you're right.
Cast the net out wide enough.
Must work for them.
you'll catch it. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, that was just a little.
Cody, we haven't. It's because we haven't made it yet, Cody. That's why. We're getting big time like Hendo here.
Oh, what can I say? I'm the big time on the wrong account. That's how I'm living.
I suppose it's just sales. You look at any industry, it's just like cold calling.
Yeah.
But it's just doing it
exactly
more personal, isn't it? So it's not really that bad. I'll just go on about it. But it just seems a bit despo. Yeah. What were you going to say, mate? Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, no, I was just going to bring up because I've got a couple of pictures of some of Blake's cards.
Here we go. What did I send?
Oh, yeah. What do you got going on, Blake? Let's have a look at your collection.
I'm just going to bring up a couple.
Only a couple photos. I think it's 2 or 3 off memory.
Only a couple. That's all right. It'll only take me another 8 or 9 minutes to share my screen.
What's your most favourite card that you own, Blake?
It is part of this next bit. I believe Hendo has the photos.
Oh, is it? Oh, righto.
It is, but most of the collection is dittos, as we can see here.
That's cool.
It's probably my favourite at the moment. Little first edition Kogas from the Gym Challenge set, maybe. I don't even know. Like 2001, I think.
Yeah, right.
But it's probably the favourite.
I don't think I brought the other one up.
That's the favourite? That's your fave?
Probably one of the favourites, yeah. 1 or 2.
Oh, is it? Sorry, my bad.
1 or 2.
And they just go, bugger that one off.
What the fuck's this shit?
Shit bloke. Just trying to live my best screen sharing life. Here you go. We're back. Don't mind me. Don't worry about what goes on behind the curtain, boys. It's just about what's in the front of the curtain. So yeah, we got old mate here, Koga.
Old mate Ditto.
Ditto.
You got heaps of them, yeah? Like that's your guy. Because
I think we're up to about 15, 16, I think. Of them, different types.
That's cool.
Let's get in there.
I love it.
I like all the different types. I want to start buying some graded ones soon, but obviously they're getting a bit pricey. And then you got good old Slowpoke, my first ever Raz win on Facebook. My first ever Raz. And then
was it your first Raz and you won?
My first Raz and I won it.
I did the same thing. And I was like, man, Razzes are the shit. I'm going to go in more and more and more. And now my percentage is lower than your average baseballer. Like I've just
look, I can relate to that. I can relate to that.
It's always like, it's just another $10, just another $10. And I think I've only won I won the Jordan card. I won some Zion cards. And I won a Sean Kemp signed jersey that I gave to a mate of mine. Well, that was it. 3 things.
I've won a couple. I won that one, and then won another graded card, which I offloaded not long ago, which is nice. So
yeah, cool.
But I don't have any photos of that handy. But yeah, so that's probably the favorite. That's probably the favorite card of my collection. There, little Slowpoke.
Yeah,
it looks cool. Looks so stupid, but
I like what you might think looks stupid, like in a way. Like I know you're playing,
which is the rest of my collection.
I like it.
If it looks stupid,
look cool.
Yeah,
that's right.
Because
I love the way at Cherry. I love when Blake does the Pokemon like the packs, but they're the Japanese ones, and he just reels off all the names. Like I'm never. Well, no, so I won't say never, but I'm not at the level where I can look at a card and I know what Pokemon it is.
He's all over.
He's not reading Japanese, but he sees the Pokemon.
He must have played it as a kid.
Yeah, and just goes, he's Slowpoke, he's Ditto, he's Electrode. Like,
yeah,
yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, what else we got here? Oh boy,
and they're the 2 graded Charizards I was talking about a bit earlier from
Big Dogs.
BGS 8.5 and 9. Not the greatest grades, but I'll take them. I think the bit more surprised with, I think on the 9 it has 10 for centering, which in that particular set's pretty unheard of.
Yeah, right.
It's not a very well centered set. So when I saw the 10 there, I'm like, hold up a minute.
What's lacking there? I can't. What's dragging it down there? Because you got a. You said 1 at 8.5 there, is it?
I think it was an 8.5 on surface, which killed it.
That one on the right. That one on the right's got 10, 9, 9, 9.5. So why isn't it a 9.5?
There you go. That's a great question, actually.
Hang on, say that again. It's a what?
So it's got 10 for centering, 9 for corners, 9 for surface, and 9.5 for edges.
Yeah, so it's a 9.
Yeah, okay.
Because
if you take
average it
a
out,
half, if you take half a point off the centering and chucked it on surface, you'd have 3 9.5s and 1 9.
yeah, but there's 2 points dragging down from 9.5, and there's only 1 point dragging up from 9.5. So it's a 9.
That's another.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
yeah.
That's good.
No, the other one had shit corners. That was the problem with the other one.
I was about to.
The one on the left had eight for corners. So,
yeah.
Rest in peace, corners. Yeah, no, the 10 for centering was quite a nice surprise. It's pretty unheard of. So
especially if they're so rare in that regard. That's pretty cool.
I think there's on the pop report. I think there was 19 10s and about 309.5s. And like, don't know what the PSA pop report's like, but the spread's a bit different.
Could be worthy of a crossover job.
Oh, sorry, no, there was no 10. Sorry, in BGS it was only 9.5. It's the highest rate.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Crack it open, send it in again, and see if they just bump you up a little half a point.
Yeah, that's always a point. You could always send it back to BGS. You can always send it in without cracking it too. BGS do like a review or whatever it is, and if they've stuffed up, I used to think that was just garbage, but they actually. I'd seen this video. It was a while back, but like this dude did a sub, and most of them were reviews, and heaps of them got changed. And I was like, "What the hell, man?" Like that's funny that like you can send in pre-graded cards, and then no, we actually this time around it's it's gone up. It's a 9.5 from an 8.5. Like, how did he get such a bad grade the first time? It just goes to show you it's not like
rough
some
for the guy.
Exact science.
Well, they're doing like AI and shit now, aren't they, to try and level the.
Yeah, well, that's why. But like, it's all bullshit, man. Like AI, it's just some. It just means that some computer scanned it. They call it AI. It's like marketing, but it's not actually intelligent, like artificial intelligence.
No, it's just it's automated.
It's not like some robot picks the card up and scans it and does all that. You know what I mean? Like, and does the whole job for them. That's actual artificial intelligence. This is just some like algorithm that they have. They say, if there's this much damage to the edge, it goes down to this grade. But if there's, this much damage to this, it's just some algorithm they write. That's all it really is. At the end of the day,
yeah. Right. So, can I show you other Alan Ginter card?
Yeah, we can put the purchase.
Yeah, up. Give us a look at that. What are you
up?
The big moment. The big dog.
You're kidding me. You got one.
Shit. Wow.
Wow. That's sick.
Everyone hold your comments. It's just a card.
Hold up. Hold up. People.
Oh, yeah. By the way, Megan, yes, I did buy that. Oops.
Oops. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Go get it hand signed.
You just
turn up at one of his press conferences. Hey, Scamo, sign this, mate.
Try it like a ninja star. You'd be sick. Wait, see you for a couple of weeks. It'd be cool. That's cool, though.
You got one.
Something different. I've seen that World Leaders set. There's like, 20 of them or something? Something like that, I think, from memory.
Yeah, I think there's a few of them.
More. Might be 30.
I'm looking at picking up the New Zealand chick as well, just to have the Tasman collection. Just get the Tasman collection going, and they're the only two I care for, so that'll do.
Yeah, cool. It's different.
Ginter,
you like the Alan and Ginter stuff, though, yeah? Like I'm still
I love it.
Learning about it. I understand. I'm pretty sure. I always get it mixed up with the other one we always talk about.
Goodwin,
yeah. Because there's a Randall Cunningham autograph card in one of those two sets, and I can't remember which one it is.
Probably Goodwin.
Is it? Okay.
Because the NFL, right? So I think maybe, but because this is mainly baseball and then outside sport, things, subjects, not sport, other sports.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I think I just more like the Ginter because like you get the baseball, but it's like, what else is going to be in there today? Like you get a scope out of nowhere. It's like, okay, different.
Didn't they have
Ginter cards that are from 1890 and shit? Like they've been around forever.
Yeah.
Then they still got the brand going. Yeah. So
Interesting. So do they? Because I seem to remember there was like when Blake at Cherry was opening some of this sort of stuff. Which set is it that's got like? It's like, oh, you got the dog, and now you got the
that one was good one. That one was good one. The one with the dogs. Yeah, okay. That one was good one.
Oh, no, sharks this year.
Yeah, there's sharks in that, but that dog one was good one. I remember that. Yeah, like silky terriers would come out and things like that.
Like everyone's just like getting excited because it's like, oh, there's the chum dog. Hey,
yeah.
Why is everyone so excited? It's a dog card, and I thought we were playing base stick. I don't know.
Yeah, but if you got a Frank out, you'd be pretty excited.
Yeah, if there's a Frank card, I should make my own cards. Make a Frank.
So we're gonna get the Hendo NFTs and Hendo trading cards coming out. Let's get about it.
Yeah, so
all the income streams coming at you.
The NFC of Bob will just be Bob sitting on the couch, like not moving.
NFTs, that's still a thing, are they?
Last moving NFT ever. Yeah. I've got to bring something up actually. Hang on a second. Because I'm pretty sure it was Lee Olsen, who's Shift Refresh. And he had let's bring it up. So he does that's Shift Refresh. So Lee Olsen. So the NFT was this guy. He's got like the Mamba, the King, and then the goat. It just keeps going. So someone's bought it.
That's pretty cool.
And as part of buying it, they've got the one of one canvas print.
That's pretty sick.
Something different. But it's just the one NFT, so there's no.
I like the NFTs that they've got a bit of like utility, usability in the future that they're planning like to integrate with gaming and things like that. I think that could have a big future and blow up big. Just because like you look at any online marketplace, microtransactions in gaming and that could all be replaced by NFTs. It's just slow at the moment, so it can't be integrated with that sort of shit at the moment. But give it time.
People are kind of doing that anyway, aren't they? I mean, you go into like the 2K, if you go into the playground or whatever on 2K, everyone wants to like buy a particular skin for their player or a particular pair of sneakers.
Correct, but it's not like they can make 1 million of them. But if it's an NFT, there might only be 2,000 of them, and you can wear that in game, right? You know what I mean? So now you created all this demand. People want to actually play, be that skin, in game, and there's only 2,000 of them. These things are going to end up going for a fortune. You could just see it, like the writing's on the wall. The future's definitely in that. It's just about timing, and how because people need it to be used, and they want to hit purchase, bang, it's in your face. I don't want none of this. Send your coins here, convert it to this, swap chains, blah blah blah, all this sort of rubbish.
It's almost like saying it's like the Counter-Strike and the Team Fortress 2 markets back in the day. Or like the OG NFTs, like you get all the hats in Team Fortress, and people are paying stupid amounts for some of them.
Yeah. My mate used to sell them for was it Call of Duty? Not Call of Duty. The other one was it PUBG?
Counter-Strike.
It was
PUBG.
Like you get crates, and then you get certain skins and all that. And he was selling them for hundreds of dollars because
man,
some of it's
early doors.
Can you imagine how much that company makes?
Yeah,
because they can just keep repeating that process over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Whereas it's NFT,
you've got an actual record of how exclusive it is. It changes that game a bit.
Yeah, once you get that exclusivity, if that's ever a word.
That's right.
The price will skyrocket instantly.
And you'll find that a lot of these companies like EA Sports and all these big developers, they'll resist it as long as they can because it means less money in their pockets. But what will happen, and other developers will bring that on board, and people will start drawing towards that, and then they'll end up being their hand will be forced, to end up going to it. But that's normally the way disruptive technology works. Is the existing players, they resist it as much as they can. And then you get new players coming on the scene and they use that technology, and then people end up drawing to that. And then the existing players, they're forced to adapt it, So, and some of them lose out. Yeah.
It's interesting that Peter B says that he got a wolf in his Ginter's practice. when we adopted Frank, his actual little what is it, adoptee name or whatever they call it, like foster name, was actually Wolf. So
wow,
so it's funny
Wolf
little
to
coincidence
Frank.
there.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, we call him the Wolf. So, when he's well behaved. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Bugger.
So what else has been happening? How's Carlton going?
Oh, that's right. Mayo did say before he was looking forward to the Carlton recap. And I did see it. I sort of giggled to myself, and then I scowled to myself.
Oh, we'll be able to miss that one, but no.
Well, you can't say it in the you can't say it at the top of the episode and then not come back to it. So I guess the rundown really is that for those that aren't aware or don't follow the AFL, Carlton, their ex-captain, Marc Murphy, was playing his 300th AFL game on the weekend, which is a pretty rare feat. There's not a whole lot of players. Not a whole lot of players.
How many games in a season?
Typically about 22.
22, and he played 300.
Yeah.
So
12 years.
you're looking at like 15
finals.
years without injury.
Yeah, a few finals here and there, so that sort of throws it out. But yeah, so 300 games, playing against Port Adelaide, admittedly in Adelaide, so it's a road game, not easy. We had a few players out, which sucks as well. And the line, for those playing at home, the line was 40.5 points. And I thought, I reckon, ex-captain, 300th game, also announced that he was retiring after the game. It's like, you'd get up for that, wouldn't you? And Port Adelaide beat Carlton by 95 points in a game where, I shit you not,
oh no,
the Power kicked 19 straight goals. So they kicked 19 goals while we did not kick a goal.
Are your blokes even putting effort in? Are they even trying? It mustn't look like, when you go down by that, I mean,
we don't have a way of stopping the bleeding. In any sport, like momentum plays such a huge part. And like with basketball, this is simple in the sense that if something starts slipping, you can call timeout and try and arrest that momentum. What we do is we might come out and play a really competitive first quarter, and then the other teams seem to be able to shift a gear. And we just, I don't know, it's not even just the coach, because we've gone through a few coaches where this has happened. It's just like we don't have a plan B, it feels like. But yeah, I don't profess to be a super smart X's and O's guy when it comes to AFL. I watch the bouncing ball, so I'm not one that would say, oh, this coach has got to go, man. Like, I couldn't do a better job. So
you can only blame the coach so much in any sport, like it's up to the players at the end of the day.
It all comes down to the players,
yeah. But the coach, if the coach is feeding them bad info, then obviously that's no good. But
it takes a cast of thousands these days, though, and like that in a lot of sports. I mean, they trot, David Teague out, who's the head coach, and he's out in front of the media, and is David Teague going to go, and all the bullshit that goes on. But I mean, it's like a cast of thousands that actually manage, quote unquote, an AFL game from start to finish, and you can't just point to one bloke. And go, this is the problem. But just fundamentally, it's like I said to someone else who was they support a different team, but they were like, over the weekend, they're like, like it hits me so hard, blah blah blah, and I'm just like, man, it's the best feeling to know that your season's over, because now you don't have to worry about it. You just we all come equal runners up with everyone else. That's how I look at it. They go to the grand final and two teams play, and only one team wins. The other team is the equal runner up with all the other losers. So
that's right.
Lace them up again next year. Get on with it. So there's a
good way to look at it.
There's a certain bliss that comes with being, mathematically erased from the season. So, and as Peter B says here, Murphy is the sixth player in the history of the Carlton Football Club to reach 300 games. So, pretty full-on accolade. Just sent out the door with a size 95 shoe up his ass. So, thanks for the memories, Murph. Have a lousy day, mate. That's how that went. So that Carlton Football Club update was brought to you by Card Ladder. Go to cardladder.org/baseline drunks.
That lanyard is an express post now.
If I don't have some sort of ladder in the mail this week, I'm going to be writing a letter. But yeah. So anyway, that's the Carlton update.
What else is going on? There's no Formula One on. It's been boring on that front. There's MotoGP tonight. So if anyone's looking for a fix, check that out.
Motorsport fix.
It's only about a half-hour race. Mate, it's anything really. Like that's a pure stat. But I don't follow it close enough. Like, yeah, if it's raining, it's a good time to always bet because anyone can win, But yeah, paid ad. Yeah.
This isn't probably hanging out, Jimmy P.
Yeah, whenever that's literally the next thing on my list. So I'm glad Jimmy P rocked up. Because if you thought the first one was a paid ad, Jimmy P, you wait till you see this one.
What are you coming out now?
It's the hobby hangout that's not going to happen.
Look out. It's a paid ad for the cancellation, or the postponement, I should say.
Yeah. Rumours on the streets suggest that it's probably going to be postponed. So
most people probably had that idea a few weeks ago already, I'd say.
Now,
just
CP,
judging by most comments.
Carpet, I don't want to rub it in, but how good was hobby hangout?
Look, it was pretty good, I've got to be honest. It was pretty good. But, like, could you imagine it with his Delta shit going around? Like, you couldn't have that.
It'd be a shit show.
Like, we were like rubbing shoulders with everyone, just trying to walk around the place. Like, let alone actually try and look at cards on tables. Yeah, like,
mate, there was some deals going under tables for sure.
Oh, yeah, man. Like, there was, like, people just everywhere, So, like, I could only imagine Melbourne generally have an even bigger turnout when it comes to any sort of live event. So, like, I could only imagine it'd be even bigger. So, yeah.
It'd be cool when it actually happens. I mean, I'm legit looking forward
to it. I'll be coming by the look of it. I'll hopefully, be fully vaxxed and hopefully be able to travel between borders and shit. And
I was looking the other day in the Brisbane one, like the 10th of October. I'm like, I could be here for that. I might go to it.
Yeah, because you're
set on the 10th of October, is it?
I think so. I think it was October. I was reading the other day. I'm like, ooh. I'm like, hello.
Yeah, right. So, because you're in Brisbane at the moment, Blake, but that's not where you normally reside.
No, Brisbane for work, and stupidly said I'd stay for an extended period of time, and now we're here till October. Lucky me. Hey. 4 or 5 months later, I think it is. I don't know when I left.
Yeah, right.
I think it was actually, when was Hangout, CP? When was that?
Oh man, it was like the end of May, was it?
I think it was like maybe the week after that. I flew. Yeah, the week after that I flew up here. I think.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah. Right.
But now, now that's on the radar. The Brisbane Hobby Hangout's on the radar now. So, where is
it's good to just go to a show and see it all in person. Like instead of buying everything online and doing all your interactions online and that. It's good to actually.
I'm looking forward
to
talk
to people and. yeah, that's true. I am too. I'm looking forward to meeting everyone.
Yeah, there's been a heap of people that I've interacted with over the last 12, 14, I think roughly.
Well, that'd be a good thing about the Melbourne one, because obviously most of the Cherry are based down Melbourne way. So it'd be like
it'd be a bunch of people. And look, it's just, I think it'd be fun to just just grab a couple of booths or something in a nearby pub and just, I don't know.
Everyone's so loud in the disco. Imagine we go somewhere, everyone's just dead quiet.
Everyone's just dead quiet. Like,
it's just all awkward.
Yeah. I might just, you gotta beat everyone to the awkwardness. So, I don't know, maybe I might just turn up.
Don't worry, Hendo and I are liven it up.
I might turn up with like arseless
Hendo will throw a
few
jokes out there. I'll just make an idiot of myself. It's all right.
Yeah, that'd be cool though. Like it'd just be, I'm looking forward to it. So, I think the Melbourne one's going to be put off to the new year anyway, like whether it's February or something.
Looks that way,
So, but look, it's not surprising. It's disappointing, but like everything else, it's.
I'm disappointed for you, Blake. Like I was actually looking forward to seeing all the photos and getting all the updates, like on Discord and that. Like seeing like what pack, seeing what everyone's pulling and all that. Like it's good to just see all the action happening. It's sad.
I'm sure it'll be a bit more lively than me and you trying to organise a meetup at the Sydney one.
Like, and Cody had plans, bloody Chesh had plans, all these people had plans for the Helby and it all falls through. It's no good. Shit.
Yeah.
But what can you do? Nobody wants COVID. So, you better off just keep your cards in your back pocket and just wait it out, or sell them online or whatever. Like, Just that's your health's most important because all that shit, all cards and all that shit means nothing if you don't have your health. If you're in hospital laying there crook, all that fucking means nothing, eh? So like, you got to look after your health first and foremost above anything. So
someone's got to do your eBay bidding for you late at night.
Did I just cover our health segment?
You might have actually.
I was like, here's the transition here. Hold up. Hold up.
Health is number one priority. Health above cards.
I need a jingle.
Dr. Punter,
#1 priority. I just need like a old school song or something. But yeah, like we're going to put something together over the next couple of episodes. But the idea is really not to be preachy or carrying on or anything like that. But yeah, just obviously with everything going on, like lockdowns and people are fucking cooked. They've had enough, right? So we just try and share some different bits and pieces that can sort of keep you up and about. We're always talking to each other anyway. All the sort of different people that obviously know each other throughout the hobby and everything. I think people are pretty good at sort of listening to each other and keeping everyone laughing and carrying on and being dickheads basically. But I think it's good for you. So so I think we'll bring something in. I think just to sort of share some info about if anyone's feeling like they're a bit up against it or if things are gone a bit sideways for whatever reason, as I feel like we all have a little bit with lockdown after lockdown after lockdown. But yeah, the idea will be just to sort of share some information so people can have a chat or reach out to someone and just the whole idea. So I'm not really sure how else to put it other than that, but the way
love your work, mate.
Earlier, health being number one, that's probably the best way to do it. So yeah, but that's coming soon.
Health is good.
Health is good. I'm going to write it down. Health is good. That is the new segment name. Thank you, sir. Yeah. We don't take long to make decisions around here, and neither should you about your health.
Choose card ladder.
Card ladder will make you feel better about your collection. Hopefully, you got something worth something. It'd be great. Otherwise, it'll tell you that your collection's worth like $8 and. Then you got to look out for your health because your card collection is not worth shit. So it's all connected. It's all connected. Did CP? Did you want to add any thoughts on the Formula One because we haven't spoken to you for a little while? But it's been
still waiting on George Russell to get that bloody Mercedes seat. Still waiting for that to be announced. Surely that's got to happen soon, like before this next race. They're dragging it on.
Like a noob like me, it feels like it's definitely going to happen. I mean, he's made
all
the tongue-in-cheek little comments, and it seems to be.
Look, at the end of the day, it's like this, right? You got this multi-billion-dollar factory outfit, Mercedes, who they're not just thinking about next season; they're thinking 5-10 years down the track, right? So you got to think, okay, what's their best option going forward? They need to get this young bloke into a seat and get some experience next to Lewis Hamilton. That's their best thing going forward. And whether or not that upsets Lewis Hamilton, well, that's irrelevant anymore, mate. This bloke's got 7 world titles. He's probably going to get another one before he retires. So, he's already, we need to start looking out for ourselves. I think that's how Mercedes will look at it. And he'll have to get a seat, surely. But there'll be a shake-up of a whole, Kimi Räikkönen will probably retire. I don't even know if Bottas will get a seat. He'll get offered the seat, but, I don't know whether he'll take it. I'm sure I remember reading somewhere he said he'd rather just retire than downgrade.
Right, okay. Interesting, because I've never looked into anything about his reaction to it, but I know listening to other people that are more into F1 than I am, and it's sort of like Bottas seems to be the square peg for the round hole. He's the one that seems to be the one missing.
Look, he's a good driver. He's very solid.
He's too good to go without a job, is what I'm saying.
So look, he's definitely worthy of a seat somewhere else. It's just a matter of where. If say Alfa Romeo come to him and say, mate, we'll give you 10 million a season, 10 million pounds a season, surely he's going to take it. Surely you couldn't say no to that. Even if you're going to run midfield, you're going to be I'll still take 10 million pounds a season. It's better than going home and sitting on my butt, for now.
Well, yeah. So, I suppose that's what happens with a lot of different sports. I suppose in terms of is it time for them to wrap up, or is there one more payday? And F1 would be no different.
For them, they can drag it out because it's like a real individual. You're not if the team wants you to stay on board, like you might be dragging that team down, but if that team still wants you for whatever reason, like you're not actually, the team knows what they're getting. They know they're not getting like if you're 40 years old or whatever, then they know they're not getting the same Hendo that was 25. But they know that like they wouldn't have offered you a contract, So it's all like relative, You might be slow in that, but they want the confidence, they want the experience, they want a safe race, They want the car to come home clean, because that's costing the team a shitload of money, So there's a whole number of factors that go into it than just
a whole heap of KPIs that teams. Yeah. We talked about this a few weeks ago in terms of like even with NBA franchises, there's some there that are just running as a business. They're not trying to win they're not trying to win the title. I mean, they're not going after the big names.
That's very true. Yeah.
They're running that stadium and the fan base and the socials and the community stuff, like everything, all that. They're business within themselves. Like Orlando right now, Orlando's not going to win the title in the next, 5 years. It's just not going to happen. Yeah. They're not building towards that. But if the certain ownership group is saying, okay, yeah, but we've got great attendance. Everyone loves the young kids that are coming through. They just want to see us be competitive. Like our fan base is kind of happy that we're like a basketball factory.
Yeah.
They're not expecting us to go to the heights, and it happens in soccer as well. As a Wigan supporter, I mean, we've had that many players come through Wigan and then gone on to bigger and better things. They were never going to win Premier League titles at Wigan, but they've played there, and then they get traded, and the club gets more money. Blah 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 blah. So, yeah, I imagine F1 teams are the same. I mean, Haas aren't sitting there going, banging the table, going, why aren't we leading the championships?
There's big financial incentives in F1. Like for every constructor's point that a team wins, this has probably changed now, but this is a number of years ago. They'd get like $1 million at the end of the year from FIA.
So there you go.
So like some teams, they have bloody 500 constructor points. At the end of the season, there's $500 million that they get from the governing body. That's that's pretty nuts. So like sometimes, but then you'll find that that's the teams like Mercedes and Red Bull, and they're spending $500 million to get that.
Well, exactly. So it's like the salary cap. Same thing in basketball. Like they're getting all this money in because they're selling out and doing all this stuff. But that's why the NBA brought in a salary, like a ceiling, like a floor. Because otherwise teams were just going to get like 12 minimum contract players.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Just be proper shit. And just steal the best draft picks. Yeah, so you've got to be in between. You can't be down here. You've got to at least sit in the middle.
It needs to be somewhat competitive to make it entertaining, to make the fans come in, to make it commercially viable. Like it's all catch-22. Like you have to maintain that level of competitiveness to make it profitable.
Yeah, because like when you look at the, I guess like what you're saying, in terms of like the actual the NBA sort of going, okay, like let's say Orlando rocks up and plays the Lakers, and the Lakers win by like 85 points. It's like
nobody wants to see that shit. Even Lakers study fans are going, this is embarrassing.
Yeah, everyone will tune out. It's like, man, they're shitting on them. They're up by 50 at quarter time, so no one's going to watch it. So there's all this balance at play. G'day, Bauer. The lads are on. We're going all right. We're might have to find out if Bauer's heard of Card Ladder. And if he hasn't,
I bet he has.
I'm
going with a yes right now.
Yeah, I reckon he might have as well.
He's quite across a lot of things. We'll see.
Now, I don't know if this is as a noob, I actually don't know who Goat Boater is. I'm missing something.
Goat Boater, mate.
Who is that? Does anyone know who that is? I don't know. I'm happy to put my hand up. It's okay if I don't know. But
will he get one before Alessi is the question.
Well,
hang on, what did you say? Heard. Bowers had heard. He's heard of it. Yeah, Carlo, he's heard of it. Yeah. So he had,
We'll see. I don't know. I don't know if he has. I think he's asking what he's heard of. Anyway, we'll come back to Card Ladder like numerous times before the episode finished. Might be an affiliate before the end of the week. Before the end of the weekend. Might have an email in my inbox now. I don't know. check it out. But so Peter B, if you can let me know who Goat Boater is. I don't know if it's an autocorrect or if it's an in-joke about F1 that I'm just not aware of. So we'll see.
No.
But yeah, you just mentioned Giuliano Alesi. Absolutely. My card collecting Bluebird needs to get a seat in the F1.
What's he been doing lately? Where's he driving right now? I haven't looked.
He's just in the rain in Japan, not driving a car.
He's still driving in Japan. Oh, he's not driving.
I think he's in Japan, but he's just like sharing shit on his Instagram. It's about life in Japan, not actually driving a car in Japan.
He's given up. He's now influencer.
We need to get this bloke a seat.
Yeah,
we need to ring around and get him a seat somewhere.
I'm starting to tag him and stuff.
Are you really?
Yeah, I've tagged him in a couple of shares. I'm just like, brilliant. I'm like, when are they letting my boy Lacey in? Because I put F1 had a post. I'll show you what it was. F1 had a post where they were just like doing like different teams. They were talking about the teams and like what their performances have been, and so it's like they compare the drivers. So if you have a look at here, so you can sort of see like the Red Bull one. It's like, yeah, cool. No worries.
I was talking about Bottas, Goat Boater. I think it might just be in our house. Goat Boater.
Yeah, this one. This one. Old mate. And like it's just the shit stats, right? No points. So I reshared this on the baseline account, and I just put a Lacey win, and I tagged him in it. I'm like, come on, man. I want you to retweet my shit.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Get the movement going. But yeah, so anyway.
You might need to put tag Ferrari in that as well. Because he was a Ferrari bloody academy driver.
Yeah.
Get him back on. Yeah. Get him back on board with him.
Is Goat Boater.
Yeah.
I'm happy to call him that from now on. Now that I know
he's Goat Boater from now on.
That's his new name from far as I'm concerned. I might not have to use it for long though if he retires. Like you're saying, he might not get a seat and then he might retire.
Yeah, we'll see. There's going to be plenty of seats next year. There's probably 3 or 4 different seats, which is heaps, for one season for rookies to come up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, wait to see what happens. Could be
another comment here from Peter B. I find interesting because, part of PSG's decision to get Messi, it's just the merch they sell. I remember hearing...
What happened there? Like, I heard... Do you know much about soccer, European soccer?
All I know is that my understanding anyway, is that he wanted to stay at Barca and was prepared to take half the money, but like half of Messi's money.
Half was still 75 million or something.
A shit ton of money, yeah.
He's not as good a player anymore? Is that the issue? Or
so he's not worth it? LeBron now. It'd be like LeBron
okay,
now.
got
like,
So he's getting older now.
But he's getting a bit older, whatever. Is he still epic? Yes, but you want to pay the money. So so he ended up moving to PSG. But this comment specifically made me remember back to when old mate Beckham moved to Real Madrid. And I remember seeing the statistics. It was like a Nike or whatever jersey or something. And they sold like, no shit, they sold like 1 million jerseys in the first day or something.
Bloody
like
hell.
1 million. And they're like $100 retail each. Like, thanks for coming. There's like $100 million changed hands because the Spice husband changed football teams. Like, sure. It's just crazy money. Like
the Spice husband.
Yeah, his missus.
Well, Christian Horner's a Spice husband as well.
Yeah, see? So
who's the Red Bull team boss. Yeah, he's married to Ginger Spice.
Yeah.
She's always hanging out in the Red Bull garage there. You can spot her there.
Yeah. I'll have to take a closer look.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Jimmy P's got a comment here. Tax dodge, nice. Okay. See, I don't know enough about soccer to know whether this is actually a piss take or whether it's actually what's going on.
Probably is. I've heard a lot about tax fraud.
I was going to say
soccer players.
It's 50-50 either way. It could very easily be happening.
Because a lot of them come from South America and places like that. They don't allow... You know how, like, Daniel Ricciardo, right? His home is Australia, right? But he doesn't live here. He lives in Monaco because, like, it's tax-free haven, you know?
Okay,
like...
funny.
Yeah. So these soccer players do that, but what happens is their governments don't allow that.
Right.
So they don't allow them to be a citizen but still reside in another country. So what happens is their governments come knocking on their door looking for their money, because obviously it's publicly acknowledged how much money they're earning, so they can it easily know it, and ends up becoming tax fraud. So it's normally in their home country that I've seen. In the stories that I've read, it might not be all of them, probably different, but yeah, quite often that's a big deal in soccer.
Yeah, right.
Whole tax evasion.
So there you go. So it's interesting with that stuff. I just think that you can have conversations for hours about certain clubs that are like they're not trying to win, and in a weird kind of way, it's okay because all 30 teams in the NBA can't be in the window every year, so it makes its own story of a story. And I suppose soccer's a bit the same, although they don't have a salary cap, so it's a little bit different. Speaking out of school with soccer, obviously, but no salary cap makes that kind of equation quite a bit different. But with the NBA, which I'm most familiar with, it's like you've any given season you've got like maybe 8. Usually it's like four teams where you go, it'll be one of those 4 will win it. Last year was a bit different because just the way things have been so different for the last couple of seasons. But like Miami making the finals the other year, it's like, okay, wouldn't have picked that at the start of the year. Last year having Phoenix and Milwaukee, it's like, wouldn't have picked that. But
I don't
as we
think
roll
many
into the new
people pick
season,
that.
it's just people are going to be thinking it's Brooklyn Lakers. That's it. Anyone else is an
looking at
upset.
that Brooklyn side, I think everyone thought for sure.
Yeah.
You could see, I could see Brooklyn like failing again. I could see that again, but I could also see dominating. So like it could still go. That could all go either way. Like really, like I think to call them
type of team to be that well drilled and that ready to go when it comes to playoff time, though. And I think we've seen it over the last like even 5 or 10 years. You see like certain teams that are just good to go in the regular season. They do their load management. They just get a bit of they rest players, and it's all about getting ready for later. And the trouble is, like last year with the Lakers and the Clippers, later comes and they're not ready because they haven't hardly played any games together. Like the Lakers had, they brought Drummond in and was it McLemore? They brought him in, and then they brought one other player in, and then it was like right towards the end, LeBron and AD played, and then they brought the graphic up where it's like, oh, this is the first minutes this combination's played together this season. And you're like,
didn't they? I can't remember exactly.
1 week away from the playoffs, man. You can't do that.
Didn't they like almost lose that first round playoffs last year? I think they almost lost that because of that reason, because they weren't very well had much court time together as a group, So like, I'd have to have a look at it again, but I'll just have a bit of a recollection of that from last year in the bubble where. That they actually they obviously ended up winning it, but like
it's I think so many things have to go right, and like even with the Nets this year, I mean it's great. Like teams on paper is one thing, but
that's true. Like that's probably something Milwaukee did. Like when Giannis went down, some of those other blokes just seemed to step up.
Yeah, there's a clear alpha though. I think sometimes the biggest hurdle teams have to get over is understanding like who the alpha is. And so
no, you're
right.
right.
Lakers, for example, but even with the Lakers, they still talk like AD doesn't want to play the 5, doesn't want to play center.
Yeah, you can't have any of that. You can't have none of that shit.
Come on, man, like that's what we need you to do, bro. So
that's right.
That's what we've built around.
Yeah.
But with Milwaukee, it's like as long as Giannis could literally walk, he's the alpha. And so everyone knows he's the alpha. And then in that game 6, he was capital alpha, like 50 odd points or whatever it was, like crazy. So it's just interesting to me. You can't just get a 2K roster up and think you're just going to roll to the title, because it doesn't work that way.
No, it may work. It all depends who you come up against too. Like I still think that defense wins those big games always. But it's old school, and like people say I'm dumb, but like I still think it does, because what you see in so many efforts where those little off the ball, efforts, and like it leads to a steal, and man, that's such a big play that just turning all the 5-point turnaround because they just shot a 3 or something, and it's like that's a whole game change right there, all from one defensive effort, So as soon as you start lacking or on that defensive end, that's when you start seeing it really go to shit, and that's what I think a lot of teams lack. They because they're young guys, they don't understand that. They just think, oh, these scored 2, I can just score another 2 down the other end.
Yeah. Well,
that's not how it works. That's not how it works, mate. That's not how their playoffs work, bro. That might be the regular season, but this is a playoff.
Everyone's a shooter these days, though, too. So I think it would probably perpetuate that a little bit more. Is that I think a lot of the veterans would be saying, "Hey, look,
that's why those defensive stops are so valuable, though. Because there isn't as many.
In that locker room, I'd be saying, look, we've got 10 guys that can hit 8 out of 10 shots, and they've got 10 guys that can hit 8 out of 10 shots. So the only way that we're going to get a differentiator here is if we either bully them or we physically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
we slow them down, you get in their face, and you hear it when they talk about just taking away the easy ones from really good scorers.
Yeah,
that's what makes Kevin Durant so unstoppable is that he'll jump up for a shot.
Make it an easy one.
No one can get to him. Yeah, no one fouls hard anymore. It's like no one wants
unsportsmanlike or whatever they call it, the flagrant. Not flagrant.
Yeah, it's very
they bloody come up with those things, but there needs to be hard, but you can still foul someone hard without, wanting to hurt them.
Of course.
You just give them a fair bit of body,
Yeah.
You don't have to rip their whole arm out of the socket, or something like that. You know what I mean?
Monday nights down at Knox.
Yeah, there's still a way that you can foul hard without I don't know. Without
I agree with the 76ers. The call from Peter B. I agree with that. They just they seem to have had trouble just getting over.
What's going to happen with Simmons? Where's he going?
I don't know.
What do you reckon?
I see a lot of people talking about
You're
the Warriors.
across all the trades, Hendo. You love the trade, I've noticed. So what do you reckon?
I love it. I love it, but I've sort of been fearful in a way of I called pretty early. I was fearful of him going to Portland because I get the feeling that Lillard and McCollum now are both at that. They're both at that sweet spot where they're going to be allowed by the city. They're going to be allowed to leave, and they'll still be loved because they've toiled.
They've done their time there, and
they've now got rid of the coach that they've had the whole time.
Let Lillard go join LeBron and get a championship or something.
It's all sort of
some shit like that.
So I think the fact that Portland is in the market for change, I'm kind of fearful though in a way because I think to myself if you go to Portland, that's great for Ben, but then you're replacing one of those 2 guys that they absolutely loved. So I'm like they'll look after him. They're pretty reputable fan base, and let's face it,
nobody's excited to go to Portland, are they?
I would be. I'd like to go there.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's NBA. I'd love to get, personally, me. But if you're an NBA player and you're about to get drafted, is Portland the team you want to see up there?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they've got a good fan base. And
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah,
but for me, I'm just they're not.
I think we'll definitely go to the West.
How many championships have they won?
Portland. One.
There you
go.
In
1977 with Bill Walton. So
freaking hell, Hendo knows his history.
Hendo straight in the stats, Jesus.
Yeah,
it's because I was 20 years old back then, man.
It's been a long time since I won a championship. I think as a player, you want to go somewhere where you at least, working towards that. At least feel like you got some sort of a crack at it. Whereas it seems like Portland's just a bit of a dead end.
They're a bit of a status quo, and I think running with 2 sort of medium-sized guards. I've had that theory for a long time. Back when Ben Gordon was playing for the Bulls, they're like, "Oh, we got Ben Gordon. It's gonna be amazing." It's like he's a 6'4" shooting guard. I just don't see how that works in NBA. I just don't. You can get a job. You can get a job, but you don't typically win anything.
Unless you're once in a lifetime player. That's right. As a general rule, that just it wouldn't generally work, eh?
I don't think so. Jimmy P's on the right track. Microbreweries in Portland. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay, right. I see. There's stuff
we know why.
I don't know.
I built it into my contract. Peter B's mentioned the Warriors. Yeah, look, I think just from a purely like a great organization and a great fit in terms of playing the game, that would be like a dream. Surely it's the like technology sort of capital.
Who would they send?
All his Call of Duty and his online gaming and all the like technology based sort of investing or anything like that. Like that would be the perfect place for him to go.
Is he into all that? Is he?
Yeah, he's
like a tech investor, is he?
I'm going to speak out of school again because I'm not sure of the lingo and all that shit. But no, he's pretty involved in all the like the esports and online gaming and all that for like Call of Duty and all that shit.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay, right.
All the games I can't play, he's good at. But yeah, so I mean, the Warriors would be amazing. Imagine him handling the ball and basically playing like LeBron, and being able to just pitch the ball out to Steph and Clay and whoever else they line up, a million shooters. It'd be amazing. So,
who would the Warriors lose? Who would they trade or future draft picks?
Wiggins and Wiseman for sure.
Both for them
have to give up. Oh, I think they have to at least give up that. I mean, Philly aren't going to take.
Yeah. As far as value,
50 cents on the dollar. You got to. You not only have to give back talent so that they say yes, but you've got to give back dollars. So I don't know what Ben's on. So I mean, yeah, maybe we can dig into it deeper another time. But it's the money's got to line up to a certain degree, and the talent. I mean, Philly isn't going to want to get like Wiseman's a good prospect, but like they wouldn't just want Wiggins. Like even if their salaries match, they're not going to take that deal. No way. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think he will have a new home, but the longer we go through now, like Summer League and all that sort of stuff, you start to look at it and think, okay, they're not going to make the move now. They'll make the move before the trade deadline in February. That's what teams typically do. You don't often see. I don't think you often see players get moved like a week before the season started or something.
Yeah.
It's going to be a rough few months if he just has to stick it out.
I was going to say, so what, he's going to have to just stick it out there for a few months. But like, won't that quite often bring his value down? No, not really, I suppose, because everyone already knows, and it's all out in the open. Everyone knows
he's a known commodity
because
he's a known commodity. And
it makes sense.
They can set him up for showcasing what he can do. I mean, they could be on the phone to 8 different suitors and then go,
everyone knows what he's capable of.
We're going to put the ball. We're going to showcase him for the next 2 weeks, and then we want to make a deal with one of you. Best price.
How much of a say have they got in this? The players these days in the actual trades.
Minimal.
Like, I know back in the day they'd have none. Back in the day there was pretty much zero. Whereas nowadays it is still quite minimal, isn't it? But they do still have, because that team, like a player would just find out, you're getting traded to this team. They'd never even spoken to that team before. Yeah. Whereas nowadays they were always like talk to them beforehand in that day, and it's like they make sure that they're actually going to be happy there and all that sort of shit. Like, yeah.
There's so many back channels though, and like you hear leaked and everything. They're basically hedging with value all the time. They're basically playing a market all the time, and so half the shit we hear. You even saw it with like Wodge and Shams, probably the 2 biggest newsbreakers. They are the 2 biggest newsbreakers in the NBA circles. They had conflicting stories on the draft night because there's just so many bullshit stories getting thrown around to increase and decrease value of things. I'd love to sit in a room and hear it. It would be like a kid in a candy store just to hear them all negotiating.
Yeah,
because it'd be 50,000% more than what we ever hear, and all the near misses of deals, and it'd be captivating, I think, just to sort of see. But you basically got certain levels of player. Once you hit a certain level, then you seemingly get a little bit of a say as to where you're going to get moved. If you're an asshole, then typically you lose a bit of that wiggle room. If you're a bit part player or a role player or a young player, then you get sent where you get sent. So a lot of the work will be done by the agent, and a lot of work will be done in terms of like what upside you offer. You're a commodity, which is it's kind of sad and weird in a way, but that's pro sports.
Yeah, that's it.
Vince is not trading Wiseman. Yeah, I don't know. I think if you get a chance to get old Benji, I would consider it. But Wiseman does look like he's a pretty good bloody prospect. But
he, I seen this thing. He was coached by Penny Hardaway, I think, wasn't he? He come from where was he? What was his? I think
Penny was
from Memphis.
Wasn't he?
I think was it Memphis? I think so, something like that. Check it. I remember seeing this thing and then on Penny, and I was like, oh, okay, he coached him in high school or something. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's a little interesting connection.
There you go.
Oh yeah, Memphis Tigers. There you go.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good one.
Because like Penny Hardaway, that whole story is quite like sad, good, you know, like in a way, like how his best mate died or whatever and was the coach and he's ended up taking over the coaching role there at the Memphis Tigers and that. Well, that's a pretty good story. If nobody's ever seen that,
I'll check that out.
Go on YouTube and check all that. Yeah, there's a real good story behind all that there. Good top bloke, that Penny Hardaway, man. Top bloke.
Yeah, he sounds like every time you hear him speak, he seems like he
just had a rough trot with injuries ended up having, but he was a brilliant player. Like, you know it, Hendo, 100%. But, man, he was a freaking fantastic player.
He was out of control good. It's like him and Grant Hill. He's another one from that era that was just like otherworldly. Exactly the same. And same sort of thing. Injuries just ruined his career in the end. Yeah, this is right from Peter B. Baines was given all sorts of promises from the Celtics and locked in to be a part of their future, and then next minute, out the door. So it can be a pretty brutal game, you know, and I think a lot of it's got to do with the management and how they handle all that. But yeah, it is what it is with some of this stuff. You just we all just watch from a distance and sort of see how it goes. But hopefully, you know, the players, I don't know, they've got to be prepared for it though. I think if you're a pro athlete and you're not prepared for it, then someone's.
Yeah, that's right. Surely that they've taken some sort of a course within their university. Surely their universities that they're all at, or you know, their management or something has prepared them for this.
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah, I agree.
If they haven't, there's something wrong with the system. Yeah.
All right. So I did want to actually change tact a little bit.
Jeez, we've been rolling 2 hours already.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking to myself, it's almost we're getting close to wrap up time, but I've meant to do this on a couple of occasions.
Penny half spin step back. Yes.
Carpet.com.
Yeah, can't let it. I've been meaning to do this for a while. Just haven't pulled the trigger. I know, right? No, what I wanted to do is by the featured collector tonight. I wanted to show off some of Talun's stuff.
Oh, mate, I watched Talun's vids.
Man, the myth, the legend.
I've been watching his vids for a couple of months now on YouTube. Like, they pop up on my feed there because I subscribe to him, and like they're pretty cool. I like them, mate. Like, I can't understand, you know, like what the bloke's saying, but like he gets really excited and he gets some cool cards too.
You get the
I got the same cherry package as he got.
Oh, mate, he cleans up in those cherry breaks sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so Charizard just started.
So if you get around the cherry break scene, or if you watch the live streams and all that, you'll see Talun's name pop up a lot. He has a dip, as they say. Like he literally has a dip, and there's a reason why his name pops up is because he puts his name in the hat that many times. So, but yeah, I've spoken to him on DM on Insta, and he just seems to be just a really, really nice person. So I thought, you know, that's what we're about here as well. So I thought I'd show off some of those pretty cards that he's got. As I scroll down, I'll get to a certain point where there's
base stick as well.
Yeah, he's got base stick. He's got it going on. He might even have ice stick. I don't know. He's got all the sticks.
Surely.
He's got Marvel stick.
He's even got Marvel going on.
There was one he got from a cherry pie.
Look at these cards he's got, man.
Yeah.
Is he in Taiwan? I think he is.
I think so.
I think so. I'll go.
I'm not 100. I think, yeah. But sorry, Talon, if you're hearing this, then I've got it wrong. But I think he might be in Taiwan. That's pretty impressive, eh? Like, he must order from all over the globe. Like I don't know exactly where, but he gets cherry packages, obviously.
Yeah,
and
he's got cherry. I've seen him with the Leighton stuff as well. I'm wondering if I'm going to get down to this Philadelphia Eagles card. It might just be too far back. I don't know, but
I like some of these things where these collectors are like, in different places. Like,
patch.
Australia's like a bit of a hub. Like we got quite a big community of sports cards for our size country. But like, I wonder what it's like in Taiwan. Like, is there many collectors? Like, is there many shops? Is it all that sort of like, or is he just one of the only? Or like, is it like?
It interests me as well. Yeah, I'm very much the same. I was hoping I'd find this card. Oh, there it is, the Eagle Eye.
So is that who ended up with that? Jesus Christ!
Yeah, he got that in the cherry pie.
I remember seeing that on Dale's tease picture.
Man, you must be jelly as.
Yeah, so I sent him a message and just like, hey man,
that is a sick card, man.
Congrats on that card. Like, do you feel like doing a trade or something? Like whatever. And so we had a good chat, and it was really cool because he just sort of said like, he wanted to at least get it home first and do the Insta and get the photos taken and everything. So we might end up revisiting it one day. But
wow,
yeah, sick card and
stay on him, Hendo. That is a sick card.
I'll stay on him. But just having a chat with him, he was super cool. So Jimmy P said it's Philippines, he thinks. So
okay, Philippines, right?
We'll double check.
Right.
I'm not 100% sure. That's gonna be weird for everyone's eyes. So get a bit of that. But anyway, that's cool. But yeah, I just thought I'd share Tulun's account. If you don't follow already, there's the
check it out. He's on YouTube as well. Check it out.
Yeah, so he's got his YouTube channel here as well. So yeah, go and check it out and get into the energy.
Plugs today. Look at this guy.
Yeah, there's more plugs.
Brought to you by Carlton.
Our own content.
And hobbyhangout.com.au.
Yeah, that's right. And
Manscaped. We got that Manscaped.
The Lawnmower 4.0. Come on.
Yeah. That's right. I did actually shave my head tonight. I should have taken note of what the brand was.
Lithium ion on your shaver. That's insane.
We got a new contact us page on the website. So get around the little fella here and send us in any questions or any comments or anything that you're interested in.
Get in touch.
General abuse, that's fine as well. The other photo I wanted to bring up was just I'm going to frame that actually and put it just back up on the wall here. As soon as I can figure it out with Officeworks Click and Collect, we'll be getting that laminated and put on the wall. That's a typical Philadelphia Eagles fan. It's a preseason game, and he's basically busting the chops of the Pittsburgh Steelers for really no reason.
I could imagine that's you.
Yeah,
it probably is.
You should probably get that photoshopped and put Hendo on the back.
I could do it myself. Yeah, I might do it actually. I might do that before I print it off. But yeah, so that's really all the stuff I was going to share on the screen.
Great.
But yeah, wicked conversation. I think we probably will wrap it up because we're getting towards 10:15 at night. But yeah, very much appreciate everyone's time. It goes quick when we have like fun conversations. So I enjoy it. 2 hours seems to be about right though. So it's always good fun though. But yeah, boys, thank you for coming on.
Thanks everyone.
Being good.
Appreciate everyone in the
chat. If anyone's left in the chat, thank you.
Yeah, if anyone's still kicking around, appreciate it.
Remember to check out Card Ladder, everyone.
Yeah, don't forget Card Ladder. We'll be affiliated before too long.
Correct.
There you go. Get ourselves a Gucci bucket hat. Make Maggie jealous. That's true, actually.
And the Gucci bucket hat.
He didn't even make an appearance tonight. Where's Maggie been?
I thought he might too. So what we'll do, just quick little bit of technology before we get out of here. That's how we do it. We're going to make sure that everything's above board. So yeah, all right, guys. Look, thanks you very much. Thanks for the comments. I don't have any cool sign off yet, so once we get one, we'll say it. And thanks again to Blake and CP for coming on. Very much appreciated, boys.
Thank you, sir.
Anytime.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
Thanks, everyone. See you later.